Yo, what's going on, everybody? Xanthus Vice here, and we are back with some more Punishing Gray Raven. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Where we last left off, we had finally started on Vera's floating record, and actually got to take a peek as to what Vera's past was like. Well, at least what she was doing before the punishing virus had occurred. But aside from that, it's just been mainly kind of making connections to that and like potentially how she knew to command it beforehand, but now we're also dealing with a whole new ascendant, which is very interesting. Because I mean, obviously there's gonna be more, maybe not completely like in sworn allegiance to like Vonnegut or Luna, but great to finally see a new one after getting through all the other stuff before. So yeah, we're gonna continue with that for the moment. I am streaming earlier than I thought I would, just because I saw that there's thunderstorms later in the afternoon, so I thought better chance to get this over with now than later. But I would like to spend more time with it, but it's like, it is what it is. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue with the main story. Or, not main story, floating record. Oh wait, duh, I could always just go through here. I dreamed of time as end to go there. Was it this one, I think? Yeah, Spark to Wildfire. Yeah, so last where we left off, we got thrown overboard because the Ascendant was able to control the other, it wasn't the punishing, but what do we call the hetero creatures? Yeah, they were able to control the hetero creatures in the sea, and now we're lost at sea again. That's the title. Data synchronization. Yeah, it's like, we still don't really know what this is supposed to be. Like, is this supposed to be like Farrah getting used to her new suit or something? I honestly can't even tell. And again, it's like, again, just from what we were going through in like those flashbacks, it made it seem like this new frame is actually, once again, an older frame of hers. Or no, actually, no, it would be a newer one, but because it actually took place in the present, this incident, I think. I don't know. Going over a ruined city, a woman trembles as she holds a handgun, aiming at a corrupted rapidly approaching from a distance. Seems to be trying to intimidate the corrupted with her weapon, quickly realizes what a pointless gesture it is. Takes half a step back, only to feel her calf brush against the shivering little girl. The woman stops retreating. Corrupted swiftly closes in on the mother and daughter, a pitch-black shadow rapidly expanding the reflection of her pupils. The woman suppresses a scream as she raises her gun, finger tensing on the trigger. Red blur lunges forward, attacking both of them to the ground. Then an explosion erupts right in front of them. As it settles, the woman coughs up a couple of times before finally understanding what just happened. Red-haired female construct rests from the ground, dusts herself off, and casually takes a gun from the woman's hand. I'm confiscating this gun. It'll be more useful in the hands of someone who knows how to use it. The woman instinctively reaches for it. In these chaotic and dangerous times, that gun is their last means of protection. I know I shouldn't get involved in these annoying cleanup operations. I can't be bothered to explain. Let that person do the talking. Construct irritably jerks her chin toward the human beside her. Wearing a hospital gown, looking like someone who escaped from a medical facility. Long swabs of bandages cover your abdomen and face. Oh, I see, yeah, so now we're back looking at that information for the past. From when we were going to meet up at that location, the transfer point where Vera was supposed to meet with like Colonel or something. Don't worry, from Babylonia. I spotted some corrupted up ahead, so I drew a grenade. Hope I didn't hurt any of you by accident. Got that clear? Still thinking whether we're saviors or bandits? You can tell the difference. Shut up and follow us. I'm only generous once a day. You saw other people from Babylonia? There's some key information from the woman Vera looks over vigilantly. The woman suddenly lunges toward Vera, firmly gripping her arm. FOS? Operating on the ground, which feels infinitely more vast and desolate than Babylonia, suddenly hearing this familiar term brings the comfort of home to you. Vera obviously doesn't share this sentiment. I refuse to get involved in unnecessary complications. All I care about is you, little commander. If he were still alive, he would have already shown up here with them, rather than giving away his own gun. But that's the gun she took for the woman to you. She marked it as clearly identified as FOS standard issue. Let go of me. Don't touch me. She shakes the woman's hands off her arm. Stare into Vera's eyes, who's waiting for your response. She does, you set your gaze for a more fitting reason. Can't help but recall a memory diary entry that you personally recorded in your terminal. It documents an incident from one night at a temporary medical post. She fell asleep beside your sickbed. I should be the one making this decision. Look who's acting high and mighty. You better make the right decision, or so that mouth of yours shut. Let's go rescue those two people she mentioned. You better. I need to do this. She also mentioned the FOS person is traveling with a researcher. I believe they have a mission more important than just delivering materials. Those reasons alone won't convince me. Why don't you look in the mirror and see that self-righteous expression of yours? I think you just want to play a hero, just like when you saved that mother and daughter. It looks extremely displeased. Just like when you inexplicably rushed out to save me that time. I met a few people with that natural sense of duty and justice, and you're just like them. I'm curious, was it your environment that shaped you this way? Tell me, what's your reason for making these choices? I don't understand. It's also my first time on the surface. I'm just following what my heart tells me to do. Huh. What nauseating, idiotic words. Well, sorry to disappoint, but we're complete opposites. When I don't have full control of a situation, I never hesitate to assume the absolute worst of others. Vera suddenly brings her blade against the woman's neck, right over her artery. Listen up, little commander. If you want to be a hero, you'll have to bear the consequences alone. I'm not willing to carry you. At least not right now. Let's split up, but stay in touch. Since you're so brave, follow that mother and daughter. Maybe you can really save that person from FOS college. I'm kind enough to hold off the corrupted for you, but only for half an hour at most. You haven't brought back any good news at that time, I'll abandon everyone without hesitation. And one more thing. I fix a threatening stare on the mother and daughter that taps her ear pointedly. I've seen plenty of refugees over the years who act weak but are actually wolves in sheep's clothing. Don't try anything clever. If I hear anyone disobeying, I'll hunt you down and slaughter you no matter where you run. Is that clear to everyone? Vera touches the woman's neck with the flat of her blade, while pointing the other end directly at her temporary commander. Understood. Thanks, Hal. Meanwhile, a bomber aircraft swoops across the sky overhead, causing sound detected by Vera's sensitive auditory module. We're rotten luck. The corrupted are already catching up to us. What are you waiting for? Move! Alright, cool. Rescue mission.
防衛計画は失敗。処理プログラムの実行を申請する。
インフラの損傷により、地上の人員は投下情報を受け取れない可能性があります。30
秒後に処理プログラムを実行。
ちょっとまだなの？侵食体が多すぎるわ。逃がせないわよ。
Also found the person at FOS they mentioned.
手を出すんじゃなかった。こ であなたの仲良しの同級生は生きてるの？
He told me something. It's complicated, but I need to help him.
今からそっちに合流するわ。
警告警告、まもなく処理プログラムを実行。
爆撃？前線が全滅したってこと？あなたの最高の痛みよ。私を傷つけられるの？逃がせないわよ。まだねえ、アナウンスは聞いた？早く足手まといを連れて遠くへ逃げて。はあ、年功最国。あなたまた面倒なことに巻き込まれたわね。
I was about to say, it's like it didn't let me lock on the enemy.
君は研究員とサンプルケースを探してくれ。僕はサンプルケースの解読ツールを探してくる。さっきのアナウンスを聞いただろう。急がないと全部が水の泡になるぞ。
Understand. Let us both.
退避してって言ってたよ。あなたも一緒に行くよね。
Sorry, need to head back for a bit. Just got an important mission. Red Construct is coming for you now. Go with her.
そう。
I'll return once I'm done with my mission, okay? Don't worry.
ほら、大人たちのお仕事の邪魔しちゃダメよ。こっちにおいで。
約束絶対守ってね。
君まで巻き込んでしまって本当にごめん。君と境遇が似てるんだ。災難が起きた時にみんなとはぐれたけど一匹のプードルについていったら安全エリアにたどり着いた。彼らはパニシングのサンプルを探そうと複数の正体を災難の発生地に送り込んだ。そこでファンス出身の僕が同行することになったんだ。僕たちはサンプルを見つけたけど生き残ったのは僕とあの研究員だけだった。そこでサンプルケースを見張ってる。解読ツールを持っていけば中のサンプルを取り出せるはずだ。
Okay, just gotta get a sweep of the whole area. Nothing here. Nothing this way. Good. Anything at like 3 o'clock? No. 12, 9 o'clock. Let's see. Alright. Yo. Dareka. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, there was the other one. I was like, where the heck is the other one? Oh shit. I'm not good at FPS stuff. Oh, I was like, where the hell is the other guy? Cause like, I saw the red, but I just didn't know. I just couldn't actually see. Alright, found it. Okay, just gonna watch my 6. Go slowly backing toward. I found the researcher. She seems to have passed out. How are things on your end?
ケースは無事か。
Calm down. The sample container is still intact. I'll support you with everything I got.
勝った。必ずサンプルケースを守ってくれ。僕は遠隔で解読のアシストをする。
Done him. Let's start decrypting this stupid thing. Oh, I see. So that's how I had to do this. Okay. I was kind of confused at first.
あなたが今何をしていようがどうでもいいけど身の程をわきまえなさい。あなたは構造体じゃない。脆い肉体に貴重なテスト素材をまとってあちこちに迷惑をかけているだけよ。
This is nothing. One day I'll become the chief.
こっちは親子と合流したわ。彼女たちでさえおとなしくしていられるのに。大人たちのお仕事は終わった？無事でいてね。
警告。5分後に処理プログラムを実行。繰り返します。5分後に処理プログラムを実行。
Decrypting it now. It's gonna take quite some time.
5分じゃ絶対に間に合わないと。処理プログラムの実行犯にも連絡がつかない。
Shit, we'll never get the decryption done in time. Even if you could have reached them, it wouldn't matter. The bombing needs to happen ASAP, or the corruptor will be able to make it out.
仕方ない。スピードを上げよう。君はサンプルを持って研究員を連れて撤退の準備を。
Look at that. Alright, how's PGR stuff going? It's going pretty good, Guardian. Welcome back. Alright, literally just got started. Okay, let's protect them.
何をもたついてるの？
Oh shit!
逃げないと間に合わないわよ。
I'll be fine, Vera.
あと40秒だ。すぐに権限を解放してくれ。僕が解読する。
Oh shit! Nope.
解読完了だ。サンプルを持って研究員と避難してくれ。
Okay. What about you?
E04 エリアの防空壕に隠れてる。だからあとは僕に任せて。
処理プログラム実行まで残り30秒。
Oh shit. Da-da-da.
見つけたわよ。走り回る英雄さん。誰を背負ってるの？
Got the virus sample and a researcher in charge of it.
こんなところに防空壕なんてあると思うの？
処理プログラム実行。
Ah, shit. Ow. Bitch.
私を傷つけられるの？立ってもたもたしないで。
Imperfect mission. Damn. That was fucking loud. It slams against the ground again, accompanied by a sharp pain so intense it causes numbness. His memories rapidly withdraw from your mind. We're looking at FOS classmate, a researcher unconscious in the corner, a box on the floor. Shot from our classmate. The sample is something we staked our lives on. Very important. How you doing, Granny? The box. Very important. The sample is crucial. You must take it to the debris safe zone up ahead. Don't forget. Classmate shouts something, but all you hear is the roaring of aircraft flying overhead. A daze of fleeting thought passes through your head. I don't think I ever asked his name. He busies himself, hastily stuffing useful items into your arms, putting a whistle and a small knife from who knows where. All entrusted to his classmate, who consistently ranked first in evaluations. He trusts you. You go ahead with the sample and that researcher. There's barely enough time, but I can't lock it quickly enough. Once you hand it over to the people at the forward safe zone, my mission will be complete. Wait, what's your... Just don't call me Student A. Alright, it's all up to you now. Push it with all his might. Yep. That Hamatama takes its toll once more as memory surge like a tide before rapidly receding. A new cycle rebooting seems about to begin. Meanwhile, a new wave of bombardment is about to hit. Only clutch a small box contained a sample tightly, secure the important researcher on your back, and brace for impact. Can't forget. Can't forget. His words crackled through the earpiece with static. Barely discernible, but you who say that she's evacuated the mother and daughter from the bombing zone is heading this way now. Managed to reunite Rivera, there's so much you need to tell her. Tell her that the mother and daughter weren't lying. Yet for us, his classmates' mission was real. Rivera managed to crack the code for him. Retrieve the important sample and carried out the last researcher on your back. Accomplished so much under such extreme conditions, you must be able to. These memories are fading away. Can't forget. Still very everything. You open your eyes again, Vera's already rushed to your field of vision. Vera, I still remember. I didn't make the wrong choice. The impulsive words sound more like a petulant retort. What you're trying to express is that during your separate mission, you didn't make a single wrong move. Even you were merely playing at being a hero, you succeeded at it. But memories dissolve into mere scattered shards. A mixture of emotions weighs on my chest with a heaviness that makes it hard to breathe. As you said, this was your first time setting foot on real ground. First time witnessing such a scene. First time experiencing these emotions. If this is destined to become a catalyst for your future choices, you must remember it clearly. Please, remember for me. Freya doesn't waste a single word, nor does she have time to listen to any heroic sentiments. Instead, she nearly explodes with rage as she taps you to the ground, pinning you beneath her. Are you deaf? Get down! Any words die on your lips, words never make it past your mouth. The final shell whistles down from the sky. Construct's warmth fiercely embraces both you and the female researcher you had rescued. When you feel the Construct's body heat, a stubborn question forces its way through your thoughts. But you're supposed to be... Bomb strikes, memories explode with it, sending you spiraling into darkness. Enough now. Time to start thinking about everything. Shockwave sweeps over the few survivors. You penetrate through your clothes and sand and debris shower down on all of you. Thankfully, with the Construct's protection, you emerge unharmed. As the dust settles, Vera brushes the ash from her hair and examines you with furrow and brow. What the hell are you holding on to? You're forcibly pries the female researcher's arm from your grip, extracting a piece of stone. You just realized this person is already dead. You stubbornly cling to the researcher's grayish wrist, refusing to surrender the body to Vera. She's important. I can't remember. Let go. What's the point of dragging around a corpse? Aren't you afraid of infection? I leave you alone for 1 hour and you pick up all sorts of things. What's that in your hand? A box? What the hell happened? It pulls the researcher's body from your arms and reflexively tears the fabric being tagged for the corpse's chest. Meanwhile, you clutch an unfamiliar small box while furiously pounding the ground in frustration. Why can't I forget? I can't forget. As a helplessness spreads from your mind throughout your entire body. And as you pound the sandy ground until your hands bleed, you still can't remember anything. Fragile humans ultimately cannot transcend the shackles of their flesh. The wound in your side begins to seep fluid. Some battle escape as to reopen it. Stop punching the ground. Your brain's malfunctioning and panicking won't help. Temporary safe area. Abandoned conservation area. In the box? Samples? When you aside and turn through your throbbing headache, making you want to curl up in agony. Wait. His hands slam against your face with a sharp slap, firmly gripping your head and restraining your movements. The world falls silent for a moment. What you can see is Vera's face, fury yet somehow tinged with helplessness. It's all I can remember. I'm sorry. Stop getting hung up on this. I don't know exactly what just happened, but beating yourself up is pointless. It risks reopening your wounds. You clearly don't understand how precious those materials used on your injuries are. Even if 10 of you died, it wouldn't cover the cost. Materials. The materials seem important too. Yes, that's more like it. His expression grows increasingly complex, becoming difficult to read. Seems to understand your confusion and your struggle. Tone softens ever so slightly from its usual harshness. Remember your mission. All you need to do is keep yourself safe and protect the materials. Finally, she lets out a soft sigh. I'm guessing your memory is reset again. Let me quickly fill you in on the situation. You can call me Hound. I'm a construct from Babylonia assigned to you. For the rest of the details, wait until we reach a safe area, then check the notes on your terminal. As we handle the situations on both fronts, let's evacuate immediately. The bombing didn't eliminate all the corrupted, We can't stay here for long. Wonder if Kurano's nearby stronghold was caught in the blast. You walk? Seeing your condition gradually stabilize, Vera finally releases your grip and prepares to pull you up for the ground. I'll carry you on my back. No need. I can walk. Speaking, you stubbornly drag up the small box that appears completely mysterious to Vera's eyes. Is it really that important? You don't know why, or rather you've forgotten it. In the end, you only respond with a faint whisper. I have to take it with me. Mother and daughter also miraculously survived the bombing, marching alongside several other refugees who had fled here, all supporting one another as they walk out. The refugees look pleadingly at the only conflict before them, ready to entrust their lives to this powerful war. Don't ask me. Ask this person over here. Pretty irritably turns you around and forces you to face the pleading refugees. Come on, our amnesiac commandant. Open your eyes and see the fine mess you've gotten us into. I've told you before, don't carelessly take on other people's burdens, especially their lives. You can't handle it. That's what years of experience have taught me. Stay at the ground with unfocused gaze, unable to respond. Judging by your expression, you can't process this right now. That's fine. Eventually you'll learn the bitter disappointment that comes from playing savior time and again. You're unable to respond. Like to give way again, you suddenly collapse to the side. Before you hit the ground, Rare catches you in one swift motion, along with the small box you refuse to let go of. Rare's call sounds close to your ear, but you can't open your eyes anymore. Compared to constructs, your human body is too fragile, easily breaking from the slightest touch. What's that sound? Just before you slip away, you hear a muffled sound of brakes screeching and a dog barking. Convergence. Okay, 65%. We're getting there. We're getting there. On the sibilant waves, you sleep peacefully in the murky depths. With the exclamation "damn it" and a violent jolt, you drift hazily into consciousness and open your eyes. Suddenly more hand rests against your forehead. You glance around and quickly realize you're lying in the backseat of a vehicle. Ahead is the passenger seat where a strand of red hair peeks through the gap. It belongs to the owner of the hand on your forehead. She has experienced another memory restart at the ruins. Well, fortunately, you still remember the last few words that construct Hound said to you. Hound? Only now do you notice the two other people in the backseat with you. The rear space is normally quite roomy, but they've given up much of it to ensure they don't accidentally press on your wounds. Her daughter huddled together in the corner, and at the little girl's announcement, everyone's gaze turns towards you. You're one tough cookie. You've been running a fever and sleeping for a solid 4 hours. I was worried you'd pass out for good. And we got lucky. Everyone was rescued by this person. It's typically sharp-tongued, yet for some reason her finger hovers in midair as she points to the driver's seat, able to find the appropriate pronoun to introduce her rescuer. I'm just an old lady. My age is what it is. There's no need to search for some youthful term to address me. Dang, she's decked out. Just call me Granny Wang. This here's a cargo pickup. The truck bed's already half filled with people. You folks are really something. Managing to get this many people out of a place like that. Appears to be an elderly woman in her 70s, sporting an extravagant silver white brow, sharply defined tattooed eyebrows, and flaming red lipstick. A small dog, which should have been wearing a seatbelt in the passenger seat, is a common pet breed from the Golden Age. Brown, coffee-colored, curly fur that resembles a ball of fleece. When the fair is taking its seat, the dog stands proudly on her lap, showing off like it owns the place. Vera seems to be tolerating it. It's a sheepdog. I was just passing through. If it weren't for this little fella, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere near the bombing zone, much less found you folks. Go on, say thank you to the sheepdog. Thanks, sheepdog. Hope she's not carrying a sword or a folding fan. Can you secretly shift at Granny Wing's hand? Heavy sniper rifle comes into view, secured at an angle near the handbrake. Perfect position for Granny Wing to grab her for a quick stretch. Noticing a shocked expression, she turns her head slightly to look back and surprisingly gives you a wink. This rifle's been with me for many years. During the punishing virus outbreak, I traded a house at W Beach for it. It was premium real estate, mind you. Make sure surprise android fills you. About anything, a fog of confusion glides your mind. Before you can ask for more details, the red-haired consort hands over your terminal. You should check your notes from the past few days first. Everything you want to know is recorded there. I haven't looked at them because I can't even access the device. So there's no need to worry about any tampering. I heard the consort's explanation about you. You're a student from FOS College in Babylonia who came down here, suffered a head injury. I'm sure you're not familiar with this area. As for me, I was a soldier stationed in this area during the punishing virus outbreak. I watched with my own eyes as this place transformed from a metropolis into ruins, and then gradually saw people return to rebuild it. A few days ago, I heard about a batch of corrupted behaving unusually, acting more aggressively than ever before, spreading much faster. They've been affecting the nearby conservation area, so I decided to bring my shepherd dog around to check things out. And that's how I stumbled across you folks. Almost thought there was no one left in that area, but then my shepherd dog discovered you. Seems I came at just the right time. Please with herself, Granny Wing lets out a cheerful rising whistle. It's not about waking up early, but waking up at the right moment. We've been racing down this road for several hours now and just arrived at the nearest safe conservation area. The place where I'm usually stationed. See that up ahead? That's the place. Conservation Area 62. As Granny Wing finishes her brief introduction, the truck passes several station personnel waving for them to stop. A few refugees pause in their tracks to look at the pickup truck that has once again brought back a cabin full of survivors. Granny Wang smoothly applies the brakes, bringing the late Golden Age cargo pickup to a steady stop in front of an area of hastily constructed refugee shelters. Congratulations, everyone. You've temporarily outrun the spreading disaster. You can rest for a while now. Get out of the truck. After speaking, Granny Wang glances at the small box in your arms. About that thing you're holding. My guess is you'll probably need it to talk to someone about it. The conservation area houses far more refugees than expected. It grips your hand tightly as you follow Granny Wang into the shelter camp, pushing through the dense crowd. Use memories as rebooted once again has already reviewed your notes from the past few days and grasped the general situation. The refugees rescued and brought back by Granny Wang have already scattered throughout the area, or as Vera puts it, finally got rid of the trash clinging to us. The boxing you assist is important proved to be somewhat problematic. Granny Wang had someone examine the markings on it, and they're quickly directed to find the conservation area's acting administrator. Stop causing trouble and stay close to me. Your face wrapped in bandages, you're led through the crowded masses of people. Your familiar glances and noisy chatter pressing in from all sides only intensifies the persistent ache in your skull. The consort ahead notices the problem right away. As it grips slightly and pulls you closer. Everyone here just had their homeland destroyed. These are people who do extreme things. Don't listen, don't look, don't get involved, and don't reveal where you're from. Otherwise I'll leave you here to fend for yourself. Give me that box, too. You refuse various demands, staring at the few drops of dried blood on the box handle. Someone tells you that the box is safest in your own hands. Then you better pray no one thinks there's something valuable inside. Here we are, Kent. This is the student. Betty Wang lifts a thick curtain, shutting out the cold air as she gives you a gentle push forward. Excellent. You actually brought them back. The worried-looking man inside hurries to his feet, but stops short when he sees you standing there all alone. Where are the people we sent out? Why is only one sample returned?
This is an ungraduated student from FOS College. I'm afraid your task force members and the researchers who went with them won't be coming back.
This can't be. What happened out there? I don't remember.
This is Xanthos, an honor student from FOS College. I am Hound, their accompanying construct. This class of FOS students was originally carrying out field training in Conservation Area 59. But afterwards, well, as you can see, some students become separated. We encountered an unusual corrupted attack about 4 hours drive from here. Before that area was bombed, I commanded another student who had also become separated from the main group. He passed this box to us. The command didn't encounter any other personnel from the regular task force. Afraid they were all killed before reaching the bombing zone. As for that research you mentioned, you should confirm the name. If it's this person, I can verify that she's deceased.
She hands a name tag to Kent.
This is her name tag. I tore it off myself.
Ah, I see. Similar to like how you take off the dog tags for people, like for soldiers.
Judging by your reaction, that's her alright. Now I need to know what this sample is that someone risked their lives to bring back.
Well,
at this point I advise against hiding anything. The disaster outside is still spreading. Hurry up. Being indecisive is a luxury we no longer have. Report complete.
I speak to her crisp efficiency and stands her mouth straight, after drawing an inquisitive look even from Granny Wing. Recall a detail recording in a terminal. There has always been a soldier so exemplary that Paragon would be an understatement, having adapted to this lifestyle from a very young age.
You're in charge of this conservation area. You should know what's going on. Explain yourself.
I'm not actually in charge of this conservation area. I'm just temporarily filling in. Granny Wing knows this too. The person in charge left with some people yesterday. He still hasn't.
How can there be no news? I'll go bring them back.
It's no use, Granny Wing. It's useless. If there was any chance of him coming back, I wouldn't be sitting here. Everyone else just didn't have the time to tell you. I was also afraid you wouldn't make it back either. Granny Wing abruptly freezes, gun in hand. Passes her the news as an all too familiar sensation that sinks through her body.
Now this whole mess is dumped in front of me and I don't have any good solutions.
Why did I have to be the one shouldering this burden? Forget it. Let's deal with the matter at hand first. I can tell you that this box contains a highly dangerous punishing virus sample. This uncorrupted attack was more intense than ever before, and heavily concentrated in one area. So we suspect there are signs of human intervention. In fact, it might be worse than we imagined. Sure enough, researchers who went to the front lines with the soldiers informed us that the punishing virus in this area had undergone an evolutionary mutation. First, they traced the source of the mutated virus to a ground-level research facility that should have been operating normally. The staff were all personnel dispatched from Babylonia, but somehow the virus leaked out. The cause of the leak is still unknown, but they discovered that someone left the research facility right before the virus leaked out. The person's now completely disappeared. Ferris suddenly feels a sense of deja vu of the story, but can't immediately recall where she's encountered a similar situation before.
We have to go after them. Leia left the moment she received the news.
Yes, we've already set a construct to find the person who left earlier. Hope to uncover some clues from them. She hasn't returned yet, but we're not just twiddling our thumbs either. Our team continued deeper into the outbreak's epicenter to collect virus samples. Starting from the second day of the operation, we lost all contact with them. Until today, based on the situation you just reported, it seemed the samples were passed to an FOS student who hadn't graduated yet, and then transferred to you and your construct here. Ah, so we were literally just like playing a bit of hot potato. We had to get some way to get into the location, so they just had to pass from one person to the next. Damn. And that's the situation. Everything has been incredibly rushed. Everyone raced to their deaths. We don't have enough time to mourn the fallen. He feels under unprecedented pressure in his role as acting supervisor. Has his face over and over, as if trying to wipe away the anxiety and fear clinging to his face. Finally, he looks at the few people who have journeyed so far to reach this place. I'm sorry, and thank you for your fearless efforts in bringing us the only anomalous virus sample. I see some of you are injured. You should rest now and leave the sample with us. We still have the anti-inflammatory medicine that you can use. Pondering those words, Vera nods, ready to relinquish her responsibilities.
Good. Now we can finally complete this side mission.
No, it's not over yet. What are you going to do with the sample? This place is at most a temporary shelter for refugees. We don't have any research capabilities here. I'll arrange for personnel to continue transporting the sample to the nearest base that can establish contact with Babylonia. Where would you get personnel from? Upon hearing your concerns, Ken instinctively glances toward the crowds of refugees in the shelter outside. Almost all of them are ordinary people who fled here from nearby areas. The majority are elderly, weak, sick, or injured. Anti-inflammatory and pain medications have become scarce commodities among them, worth their weight in gold. At this moment, there's not a single candidate among them that can escort the sample.
Oh, true. Yeah, because even if that construct hasn't come back yet, you still can't really say they could be the ones who could deliver it properly.
Granny Wang looks around, lifts out soft sigh, and steps forward.
I must remind everyone that the attack range of these abnormal corrupted continues to expand. According to our established safety protocols, we should not only continue transporting the sample, we should have already begun evacuating the conservation area. So here's what we'll do. Give me the sample. I'll escort it to the next base with my dog. Every the evacuation work will be on you. Come back.
Steadily take another step forward, still clinging the box tightly in your arms. I'm a student of FOS. I'm also a soldier.
Does FOS college teach you how to jump out of the frying pan into the flames? That's so incredible.
There's no one left who can do this.
What do you know? You know what's going on out there. You know that this is practically death, yet you still insist on going.
I don't want to stand by and make a decision I'm bound to regret.
Enough. No matter what you say, I won't let you. Surely you have someone else who can handle this, right? There isn't enough medicine to go around. And that old hat keeps dumping more people in the shelter without even knowing who they are. You can't even handle something simple like this. You might as well just give me command. But the trash.
Isn't that Vanessa's voice?
Who?
Hey! And Simon's here. As the cursing reaches the ears of those behind the curtain. Or later, a young woman yanks open the curtain, dragging along the listless young man. Behind them follows the mother and daughter, who were rescued by Granny Wang. The young woman points at the FOS college badge on her chest and issues commands.
This mother and daughter told me someone with the same badge as mine got into trouble and was brought back by that old hag. Then brought directly here. Hand them over.
FOS is a military command, or military academy directly under Babylonia's jurisdiction. Even if that student did something wrong on the surface, we should first.
You misheard me. I didn't say they caused trouble, I said they got into trouble. They're injured. Get out of the way. I'll handle negotiations.
Huh. It's you. Nessa and Simon freezing their tracks before you. Three disheveled classmates stare at each other in bewilderment. FOS badges on their uniforms reflecting light into one another's eyes.
So that also kind of like explains like how deep of a connection we all had, because we had this experience to go off of. Why are you here? Can I ever get rid of you?
Come on, Vanessa, you know you love me. 5 minutes later.
I see. I completely understand now.
After hearing about the situation with the samples, Vanessa thinks for a moment before making her decision.
It's simple. From now on, everyone must follow my orders.
What exactly did you understand?
Let me explain the situation once more for the incompetent. We have 4 things we need to do. First, we need to evacuate the refugees. Second, we need to wait for that construct called Leia to bring back the mastermind. Third, we need to retrieve the life-saving test materials for this incompetent fool. Fourth, and most importantly of all, The anomalous virus samples had to be transported to the nearest conservation area or research institute that's capable of handling it. Granny Wang will accomplish the first two tasks, although FOS forces must concentrate on escorting the samples. Then finally, we'll return to the special materials from that one's abdomen. That's the optimal solution. Didn't you just call me an old hag, little girlie? Does anyone still not understand?
Understood. Simon coughs twice. His body covered in wounds and his wrist in a cast. He's being in poor condition. This cast had never condescending glance toward you. I already understood.
This bleeding pile of junk dares to talk back. And you over there. I shouldn't have to repeat myself, right?
Vanessa dragged Simon into the room. Farrah quickly slipped away, fully reappearing after changing her appearance. Granny Wang noticed the entire thing, exposed to deception, merely raising an eyebrow slightly. Why? Is it like the others know about her? Or probably better oh, no, right, because supposedly this is supposed to be like a secret mission, right? I guess one person, me, and being the repetitive amnesiac, it doesn't really matter too much that I forget everything. Or better if only one person knows and it can just be left to their imagination and just use the amnesia as like an excuse. But if the other two know about her identity, it might actually, her identity will be known, and then so will the mission.
I thought you might come up with a better plan, but it's still the same mission. I understand why. You couldn't bear to let my little commander claim all the glory for themselves. Even knowing that this mission would likely end up with you dead, you just had to get involved. What I want to ask is it worth it? A reputation and honor really more important than your life? I don't recall asking for your opinion. Just what kind of creature are you supposed to be? A dog? That person may have suffered a head injury, but I haven't. We all know this combat assessment never included conflict deployment as part of the plan. Everyone knows how precious you dolls are, yet here you are, attaching yourself to us voluntarily. Your appearance is suspicious as hell.
Oh yeah, true, because it's like, she did kind of latch on to this whole situation. But then again, it's like Vera does have to like send the sample, but she did use it on us. So it's like people aren't supposed to know what this mission actually was supposed to be. Right, probably still like her mission from Kurina or something. But she did save Xanthos' life, didn't she?
I can confirm that. The red-haired lady dragged that person a really long way. She's a good person. Huh? The lady's here. Don't interrupt when adults are talking.
Maybe it's a special arrangement for Xanthos. After all, someone who consistently ranks at the top in every field might occasionally receive special missions and training.
The graduation assessment isn't even over yet. Don't tell me you're already treating that sorry-looking mess as chief. You're looking for someone to follow, at least pick someone reliable.
Great. Yeah, I miss you too, bitch. Why does it sound like you're picking on me specifically?
I said...
You shouldn't judge me like that. You know full well what Xanthos is capable of. Your scores have always been close, but every single time you've just fallen short.
I knew it. I should have just left you back there. You deserve to have your broken wrist gnawed off by that corrupted...
But you...
I couldn't care less about any of this nonsense.
Got a random anime... Yo, what's up, buyer? How's it going? Oh, what random anime did you find? Right. Time is short. Back to the matter at hand, Xanthos. I like the anime. I'm episode 4. Oh, okay. Xanthos, what's your take on this? What do you think of Miss Dog here? I agree with Simon. Even though I lost my memory, she's been the one helping me all this time. Recorded everything on my terminal. Nothing on me has gone missing. Though I didn't have anything valuable to begin with.
Just look at you, throwing your life away and offering yourself on a silver platter. Who knows what the mysterious test material on you really is? I never heard of anything like it. I bet they're using it as an experiment.
Stop making assumptions and attacking people like that. No, I can't take this anymore. Xanthos, if you're gonna continue escorting the sample, please take me with you. Close her eyes, completely fed up with the childish squabbling.
It's not this pointless bickering. I can't be bothered to play along with your games any. I have one last solution. Use this.
romantic young woman with refined features and a decent upbringing suddenly produces a pair of gleaming silver handcuffs with a clink and walks toward Vera. It's called Mickey and Dolly. Why do I feel like I know of that? I feel like I've heard it. But I don't know anything more than that.
With the limited information we know right now, I can determine if she's a friend or foe. The prudent approach is to keep her under control.
Alright, it's about how they get adopted as... Wait, get adopted as one kid? Kinda confused.
Give me a hand. We need the cover here.
Try to figure out... Oh! Okay, wow. That's a twist. What's they do? Okay. Oh, I see. So kind of like a revenge story of sorts. I'm gonna see if I actually know anything about this music. God damn, my phone's all the way there. Give me a second. Also, they're 12, but they don't look the age. Ah. Interesting. Then again, I guess that's just how anime works. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't actually know about this. Oh, this is from 2023. Okay. Yeah, I actually don't know anything about this one. They look at least like 15. Ah, okay. Well, then again, they do be weird now with like ages and like how they look and such. So, not completely out of question. This is absolutely outrageous. Vanessa, what on earth are you trying to do? Simon closes his eyes and cries out in despair. It was amazing when... Damn, they fought with a slipper? Huh, interesting. Everyone quiet down. It sneezes as she flexes her metallic wrist joints. She doesn't bother saying another word, finding this presumptuous youngster is too laughable for her anger.
Go ahead and try. No one's ever dared to do this to me before. And you actually think those things can restrain me? Of course they can't. But your reaction is what matters. A doll's duty is to obey its master without question. You insist on resisting does not prove there's something wrong with you. There draws her weapon. Final answer. Oh, yeah. It's kind of annoying. Ah, weird. Oh, okay. The youngsters are about to fight.
Wait, Vera. Rob suddenly clinches around Vera's waist. Just look back. You solemnly tie the other end of the rope around your own waist, particularly securing the knot. There. This should work. I'll take full responsibility.
Where did you get that rope from?
Gently tugging the rope, a surprising gesture of comfort for her. Don't worry. For a moment, Vera feels as if you have already seen through her.
Are you already...
She looks up, her eyes meet your gaze. I need you, Hound. Not far from Conservation Area 32, atop a towering abandoned building, a hunched figure stands against the sunlight. Hums a short melody, repeating the same two lines over and over. Burn it all.
What song is that?
I don't know. I learned it from someone a while back. Sound good. Ah, god damn it, the professor's a lie. Well, then again, it's like, it could potentially be like a clone or a robot or something. Considering he had done experiments before.
It sounds fancy. Like something a rich person from the Golden Age would hum.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Amanda said, look at the girl approaching from the edge of the roof. Did you climb up from below?
You blocked all the regular way up. So I had to climb to catch you, Haynes.
Catch me? I thought you would come begging for my help. How unfortunate, since you made the wrong choice yet again.
During the Golden Age, self-evolution was taboo. After the outbreak, the Punishing was treated as a savage beast. Why can't these swine realize that embracing transformation is the only path? What are you mumbling about? He fell silent for a few seconds, realizing that the concept of form cannot comprehend the grand vision he's describing. Suddenly finds himself missing another red-haired girl who wants to engage with him in some of the discussions. Forget it. Anyway, the messenger of the divine has already shown me the true purpose of the punishing virus. Your foolish actions can't affect me anymore. Leia sends Haynes fall to the ground with swift kick. Wait, conversation reaches this conclusion. In any case, people who talk in riddles are always suspicious. Otherwise, why did you flee from the research facility like you had some kind of premonition? Talk. Where are the virus samples? Are they still in our research facility? Someone already took them. They succeeded. That's excellent. A few swift moves, Leia ties Haynes up like a dog and hefts him onto her shoulder. I got my own mission to complete. I'm taking you back now, and don't bother trying to chat with me on the way. Take it easy. I'm not gonna run. If I really wanted to escape, no one would have found me by now. You're so stubborn. So what were you doing here? Because this is the highest point. You see everything from here. Were you admiring the chaos? Of course. The gods must witness my efforts. And I need to see that my work hasn't gone to waste. Just like a hero who walks through a nameless ruins, one must eventually stand at the highest point to look back upon their life. Which conservation area are you from? By my calculations, at the rate those children are moving, Conservation Area 62 must be the only one left untouched by now, right? He's completely immersed in the dangerous kingdom of his own making. How sadly is it, marking the foolish swine beneath him. Ah, I see, so he's the one who directed them. Meanwhile, inside Conservation Area 62, Varys stays at the rope tied around the wrist of two people. I'm forming it into him. You idiot. Frantic conversation ends abruptly as the sheepdog's urgent barking draws everyone's attention. The situation is worse than I imagined. Lady Wang shoulders her gun and walks outside. While she lifts the curtain, the refugees begin to stir, rushing toward her and Cat. How did they get here so fast? Leia hasn't returned yet. We don't have enough strength to evacuate the refugees on their own. I'm sick of this bullshit where we can't even finish one damn conversation. Playtime's over. I'll explain everything to you later. But now... Barry yanks on your rope as she pushes past the curtain. Do a blade gun ring, already gripped firm in hand. I will, Vera. Waiting for you to explain everything. Her pause briefly. Keen says this to signal the person she's brought along is somehow changed in an incident. Her appearance hasn't changed one bit, yet somehow you lost so much of your innocence. Innocent maturity. Quite something she doesn't want to see. Exhaustion. She has no time to dwell on it. Sometimes even she has to admit that she's never had a moment to say what needs to be said, constantly dragged forward by fate. If she doesn't keep racing forward, fate will catch up with her. So she spends every single second running for her life. Suddenly wants to find an opportunity to have a proper conversation with you, who, no matter what happens, always tells her, okay, I will, don't worry. Not just to explain all the plans as a current member, but to discuss other things. Plans for the future, or what might await at the end of her endless running. Is it this human, whom she only just met, might have the answer. Alright. Hatching. On the far side of time and space, I also take my first step forward.
One foot steps forward, touching the ground. The other foot follows, falls down. Must go forward. Need to go forward. Stop. There is a man. Ah, you finally arrived. My most successful creation. You. I repeat and imitate. This is the final door. When I open it, you may pass through. On the other side is the nourishment you'll need for your kind. Male, crouch, waves, arms at me. Opening for me. Before I open the door for you, like to have a name? Name. Oh, you tilted your head. Are you just repeating what I said? Or are you actually thinking about it? You're just like a primate. Oh wait, could they even get this far? You made it so perfectly, I'm dying of laughter. Man, tilt head. Dying of laughter? Something inside my body pulsing. Come now, since I am the creator, it must be me who bestows upon you a name. How about Eve? Creator, Eve. Indeed, you were my most satisfactory creation. Come on, just step forward like that. Behind this lies your Eden, so make yourself comfortable and enjoy the fruit of life. Don't be afraid. I'm nothing like the god who abandoned humanity. I am the Lord who loves you the most. So the entire Eden belongs to you. And those apples won't bring any evil consequences. Sound of wind from running, the exhilarating sensation of starting forward. The newborn Eve clearly hasn't yet comprehended these feelings. You quickly darted into a room filled with transparent bottles and containers, seemingly concealing yourself in the darkness. Anyone there? I'm supposed to be the only one on duty today. Let me say anything about sending interns to the island. Eve's gaze penetrates through the spaces between the shelves, catching sight of a young person wearing a white coat. White-coated researchers, completely oblivious to the anomaly in the facility, slowly approaches the specimen rack where Eve is hiding. Fortunately, he stops right before the corner. Maybe you're just being paranoid. It's not like this place is haunted. The researcher shrugs while standing in place, then turns and heads towards another corner. As the researcher leaves, Eve leaps out from the shelves and pounces the nearest set of specimens. Observes carefully. Stacked glass containers, countless living embryos tremble weakly, their movement imperceptible to human eyes. He bites through the glass, drawing the researcher who had just left back to the scene. What's that noise again? Don't tell me we have mice in here. The container in the researcher's hands crashed to the floor, shattering completely. Doubles backward, pointing at Eve. His throat producing sharp, shrill sounds. Expression on his face is something even Eve finds difficult to comprehend. You! This! Excrement. What? Alarm! 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 The excrement continues, screaming in Eve's eyes. Clearly about to slam the red alarm button on the wall. 5 minutes later, the limp human remained slide off Eve. Leave behind trails of sticky blood as the last proof of his existence. Eve's purpose is to evolve. She physically eliminated the excrement and absorbed the twisted form of emotion from him. Switches to a terrified expression. Eve chews on terror, feeling a profound sense of shock and pain from deep within. Tugs gain stimulation. What do humans voluntarily seek out terror in various activities? Eve changes into excrement's uniform, wrapping herself completely to conceal a terrified expression, and slips out and walks down the corridor. Since the genetic information from the embryos, though completely learning it all, will take more time. One passing by noses behind in a small room. They wrapped in identical thick protective suits, walks numbly through the corridor, pushing past her without a second glance. Gaze drifts across this heap of excrement, the bloodthirsty desire for the depths of her soul compelling her to act. Now's the time. She's the first of a new world. She's overcome her most primal desires to evolve into a new perfect human. A pair of 4s. A pair of 7s. The card game has just begun. Several soldiers lean back in their chairs, listlessly tossing down a few low cards. What a pain. Heard there's trouble outside again. Port nearest to this island has fallen. See quite a few people die in the conservation area. It's madness. Looks like we made the right choice coming to this island back then. We've been stuck here for over a decade, but at least it's safe. Corrupt haven't managed to swim across the ocean yet. It's your turn. Then I'm gonna play against the pair of 7s? Hurry up. The senior soldier finds the young recruit in the corner who clutches his cards, fumbling clumsily to arrange them in order. Oh, it's my turn. Pair of 8s. Splitting your hand? No need. We're just playing casually. We're not playing for stakes. You know how to throw us easy cards. Okay. I'll play properly. I promise. What are you so nervous about? Relax. You haven't been on this island for long, so you don't know the situation here yet. Sure, there's some research project running, but this place is just a gene bank. It's nothing mission critical. It's actually voted as the best place to coast until retirement. The unofficial poll among current personnel. Oh, thank you for telling me this. I just, Eggman's gaze drifts toward the ceiling where a security camera emits a faint red glow. Its lens trained on the soldiers playing cards.
I'm just a bit worried about the cameras. They seem to be everywhere, so the security was really strict here.
Who cares about those? Let the higher-ups watch they want. It's not our problem. This damn world is ending anyway, so why not enjoy ourselves while we can? Pair of kings. What? He plays a pair of eights. You just threw down a pair of kings? That soldier in the corner silently nods, indicating that this is exactly how they intend to play. While familiar build, they deem the soldier to be another newcomer. Fine. I can't beat that. Your turn. See just how amazing your hand really is. Silent Masked Soldier slowly draws out a pair of cards and throws them down, making a crisp sound as they hit the table. Pair of threes. I was wondering why you were in such a rush to play those kings. Turns out you've been hiding a pair of threes you were afraid of getting stuck with. Go on. You get to take your turn. I'll cut you amateurs some slack. Pair of fives. Pair of fives? Let me see. The way that guy's been breaking up combinations has left us in a tough spot. It's already past 9. Haven't those researchers got a dinner yet? They're probably working overtime and getting chewed out again. New boss arrived with your batch of new guards just a few days ago. Looked normal enough, but he's actually a total workaholic, forcing him to hit KPIs every day, turning scientific research into some performance metrics game. He really tears into them. Yesterday he yelled at the researchers saying you can't produce any actual research, demand better rations, and turn around and create disgusting abominations. He's not wrong though. The duty room is filled with cheerful laughter, except for the 2 newcomers in the corner playing cards haphazardly. Maybe we should go check on them? Since I got here, I've been watching them. No matter what, those researchers always maintained a healthy routine and ate their meals on time. But today I haven't heard a single sound from them. Not a single one. Those researchers probably caused some big commotion and got themselves killed. Just like in those old Golden Age movies where researchers recklessly try to capture monster embryos only for the monsters to escape and slaughter them all. Does that really happen? The duty room falls to unanimous silence. The masked soldier's turn to play, but they sit there holding the cards motionless. Then why did you say that? Look, you scared the new kid. I was just joking. Don't take it seriously. Though these things have happened elsewhere. Another crisp sound of cards hitting the table draws everyone's gaze. The masked soldier throws down a set of jokers covering a modest pair of threes. Don't you understand the rules of the game? The senior soldier extends a quick glance with the middle-aged soldier holding his cards in one hand while the other slowly reaches toward his waist. The young soldier has already drawn his weapon and jumped to his feet, kicking the masked newcomer's chair. Take off that mask. I've been wondering who you are this whole time. I don't remember someone like you arriving. Fuck. This hogshead just went for it. The atmosphere in the duty room suddenly grows tense as the other 2 soldiers also draw their weapons and stand up, aiming at the masked soldiers climbing to their feet in the corner. 3 guns point at him, the masked soldier slowly raises both hands attempting to remove the mask. Don't move. The senior soldier yanks out the mask before the others can do it themselves. A crude imitation of a terrified expression appears before everyone, twisted to the point of being unsettling. Alarm bells blare throughout the facility. Eve dashes out of the duty room under the flashing alarms. Able to cleave out the fragments of blood and flesh, she discards the cumbersome human clothing. Quick as his pace, hastily escaping. Stop it! A burst of gunfire comes from behind. The old soldier managed to pull the alarm before dying, summoning a group of soldiers. The duty room is... Shit! It's a massacre! That thing is definitely a monster! He tries to use all 4 limbs, but her evolving body no longer adapts to this primitive method of movement. She only stumbles forward on 2 feet. The bullet penetrates Eve's shoulders, splashing foul-smelling black fluid. Evolving blood hasn't fully formed yet. Eve only the substitute to transport energy throughout her body. What? Disgusting! What the hell is that thing? Just search the area. The research lab's compromised too. Activating emergency protocols. That thing running ahead. That thing is definitely not human. Increasingly dense firepower concentrates behind Eve, impossible to escape, impossible to dodge. High-velocity bullets attack mercilessly, tearing apart a recently formed shell that mimics the human body. At a corner along the escape route, several armed figures suddenly rush out. Eve lunges forward, opening her enormous maw. A sickening split in her face tears all the way to her ears, even though it's not enough. Blood splatters, bone crack, flesh tears. Sound resembling fabric being ripped apart. The researcher's head is savagely torn from their body that's swallowed in a single gulp. Eve rapidly processes the information obtained from the excrement, comprehending various complex emotions through the act of mastication. Among them, one particular blend emotion attracts her more than any other, preserves the feeling of terror. Nearly gushes from her chest, compelling her to express it no matter what. You perches on the shoulders of the headless researcher, unable to resist throwing her head back and flashing an absolutely radiant smile among her pursuers. The world's first ever new human, Eve, escapes from the gene bank facility and reaches the surface of the isolated island. She's devoured enough samples along the way, her body overflowing with information that's continuously processed inside her. From the moment she crossed that doorway until now, this journey of rebirth has been nothing short of complete success. She jumps into the sea, even if she can't cross the vast ocean, simply hiding underwater for a while will ensure complete success. The moment before leaping into the sea, he turns back one last time to look at her pursuers. Pursuers will never feel happy again, because the swarm of Eve's kind has left the nest together. Every eye seeks to evolve. Every eye hunts the excrement. Excrement is excrement, meant to be obediently served as stepping stones for the new human's advancement. Eve stares at the terror-stricken face and can't help but broadcast her happiness with wild abandon. Stands at the shore's edge and leaps forward in a single bound. Damn. So that thing created a monster. The bubbles formed by her plunge gurgle in her ears. That's constellation congratulating the newborn human species. It surrenders to gravity's gentle pull, slowly sinking to the ocean floor. The countless genes she's stolen rapidly break down and evolve within her body. Each new moment, she sees countless meanings in the species known as old humans. She tries to understand everything, like how the emotion of the first human it encountered was terror. Going further back in his memories, the man who conceived its birth, the man who encouraged it to break beyond boundaries, to seek evolution, who bestowed it upon a name, Haynes. Expression back then, he finally understands it now. So it was a kind of fanatical excitement. Suddenly, a massive wave surges from the distance, bringing with it the familiar aura of her kind. At this very moment, a ship from far away is sunk near the isolated island, and the ship carries the scent of punishing. Even more excitedly, Eve senses that a solitary old human has fallen to the ocean. This old human seems somewhat different from those other worthless scraps. The old human wears a thick combat suit, a garment that only absorbs water while they drown, becoming like a boulder dragging its wearer down to deep sea. The the eyes of the punishing, the old human's body appears as if molded by spirally threads of silk emitting a faint glow. This person is bound by the threads of fate. Is this a projection from some other world? Perhaps I'm mistaken. This is just an ordinary old human struggling underwater. Just against it by excitement. Regardless, this old human carries extremely rich information worthy of a taste. His hand wraps around the old human's exposed ankle. He doesn't devour information, but the punishing corruption rapidly runs the human's skin, exposing raw crimson flesh. The hand gripping the old human's ankle instinctively loosens. A strange emotion arises within Eve's heart. Attachment. The information carried by this old human is vast and complex, rapidly enveloping Eve. Inside her analysis of the entire old human species accelerates. In her days, countless old human voices seem to echo around her. Men, women, elderly, children, buzzing through the ocean depths like a chorus of tower bells. The voices say, "You are my child, my precious darling. You're a little command, and I hope you can venture whenever you wish and make all your dreams come true. You're our hope." She finds herself captivated by these old human voices, rapidly developing a dependency on that sense of warmth. She can't help but eagerly call out, not with the caution she uses when addressing her creator, Haynes, simply wanting to call this person as the old human would. Suddenly, the gravity around Eve intensifies sharply, really ripped away from the old human's ankles, and the next moment yanked above the water's surface, dangling in midair. Eve struggles frantically, water driven from her body back into the sea. Her ribbon red hair stands waist deep in the water. Her face so exquisitely crafted, becomes dangerously alluring.
I thought so. Why are the vermin on this island trying so hard to look human? What did you eat? What delusion convinced you that you could become human? Don't delude yourself. Let me tell you.
Says that Eve, slowly revealing a cruel mocking smile.
Little darling, you're nothing but a damned hetero creature.
Her grips on her oversized lance and drives it straight through the hetero creature's body.
Oh, I missed? Damn it.
Desperately struggle at the edge of drowning. The bitter salt water filling your lungs, bringing unbearable pain that even your normally calm mind cannot process. What just happened? Yes, earlier aboarded the ship of Varen Halef. The one that could lead to the treasure. Everything seemed normal at first. Avalone was shunting the ship's movements, but at the group's end of the sea fog created by an ascendant, everything changed. Strange hetero creatures kept knocking at your doors, and eventually your group had no choice but to confront the ascendant on the dangerous seas. But the entire ship was sliced in half by the ascendant's scythe. How could I possibly turn this around? What search matter now is no longer how to defeat the ascendant, but rather how to stay alive. The water pressure crushed against your ear canals. It became impossible to hear anything clearly. Even before your eyes is gradually blurring. Dangerously death beckoning. A few more seconds underwater and you could be officially pronounced dead. The creatures still ravaged the water around you, but once seemingly latching onto your ankle. The pain in your skin being corroded hardly matters anymore. Not just a small appetizer before the feast of death. Last cluster of bubbles escaped from your mouth. But suddenly, a hand forcefully thrusts into the water, parting the sea like Moses, dividing the water with tremendous force. Immediately after, the construct's hands clamps around your wrist, with tremendous strength to swiftly pull you up from beneath the water. Someone's pulling at your eyelids, not allowing them to close. There's a figure that glows and sways before your eyes. droplets from her hair tips continuously fall onto your cheeks. Beads of water tapping on your face fail to provoke any response from your body. Strong hands press down on your chest again, forcibly establishing a normal heartbeat. The next moment, a soft yet cold sensation approaches your cheek and quickly covers your mouth and nose, with desperately needed air into your airways.
Wake up, damn it!
Huh? The fishy, salty seawater is finally expelled in large gulps. Burn sensation in your lungs subsides as they begin to contract, and with intense pain, your body's circulation starts to function again.
Congratulations, you're back from the dead. You're awake. Take a guess at where you're at. Heaven or hell? Take your pick. Quickly assess your physical condition. Say something when you're fully conscious.
Fragments of memory slip away as quickly as they appear, leaving only a void and a question that tumbles from your lips without any conscious thought. Why isn't there a choice?
What?
Headache. Vera, you're injured. The vision still clouded with darkness, but you instinctively notice the fresh wounds on Vera's garnet frame. Impossible to miss. A descendant.
Can't tell. The descendant swept all of us onto this island. You can see for yourself what happened.
I turned sideways, revealing the scene's devastation behind her. The dark creature corpses littered the ground next to scattered human bodies. Tattered uniforms identified them as soldiers. Native crouches nearby, checking their identities. While you can fully process the situation, your eyes fall upon an even more horrifying sight. More hider creatures still alive, crouching in groups on the rocky beach not far away, like the intense standoff with the three of you on the other side of the shore. Meanwhile, Vera's banished spear Phoenix is impaled to the chest of the ascended Lord, pinning him to the ground.
Good thing you woke up when you did, but I'd have been next on the chopping block for this woman to vent her rage. As if this scene wasn't gruesome enough already. I got lucky. By hugging that pipe, I was quickly washed ashore. You got swept out to sea by a big wave and disappeared almost instantly. Looks like a hungry hetero creature dragged you down to the depths for quite a while.
Yes, I remember. One of them latched onto my ankle. Champagne shoots through your ankle. Sensation of punishing corruption, now overshadowing the cycle, grabbing the ache in your lungs and head.
That one's already fled in the chaos. The hetero creatures around this island are all abnormal. Disgusting things. You should consider yourself lucky it only left you with some flesh wounds. If I'd been a moment later, that thing would have torn your entire leg off.
Grant looks to be in a fountain.
Let me tell you about this damn Ascendant. At first I thought he'd be a real pain that I wouldn't be able to save you in time. We barely clashed before he completely exposed himself.
Brandon's spear shakes and Lloyd makes no attempt to struggle. For a brief moment, the light around his body distorts. The skies created by punishing dissipates, revealing completely different appearance. Damn!
Your offensive stance was certainly impressive, but in reality, you really couldn't hold up for long. So this is what you truly look like. Ascendant, who was you shattered that stolen identity of yours?
His grip tightens around the spear handle as the blade crushes deeper into the metallic chest cavity. There's a grating sound that sets one's teeth on edge. You cannot kill me. Even if you completely destroy my chest cavity, turn my body to dust, I'll never truly die. I can abandon this body at any moment, but if I die, those hunter creatures will lose control and continue their assault on you. Fair glances at the hetero creatures crawling before her, his pleasure growing more evident. Anyone would understand her hatred for feeling held back like this, especially with her frame already pushed to its limits during the earlier battle at sea. She can barely conceal her impatience.
I understand.
Ascendant clearly sees Vera's condition, turns his gaze directly toward the humans behind her. My intentions haven't changed. I need time. I need to speak with that human. I still wish to engage in peaceful negotiations.
Your ultimate goal is still to take that person away. You can forget about it.
I suggest you reconsider. The hetero creature that just attached to that person is essentially the first new human to come ashore. It proves that even without an anchor point, a completely new evolution can begin.
just in a different direction. I have no desire to deceive you. It's different, and you sensed it too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so agitated. Is it one of your creations? Heard his question, he actually falls silent for a moment, revealing some threads of confusion and contemplation. No, it's not my child. To be precise, someone else gave it the choice before I did. Hey, I can't stand the way he talks. Can we pause for a second? I want to say something. I have good news and bad news. Which do you want to hear first? A suffocating silence spreads after Hainif's interruption. Seeing that neither of the deadlock parties bother to acknowledge him, Hainif continues to speak on his own. The good news is that I've discovered these soldiers are all Kurano's people. This island should be Kurano territory, so I could try to seek help. Bad news? It was Kurano territory before, but not anymore. Judging by the number of corpses, I guess all living people on the island have been completely wiped out by those hetero creatures. Even if I am with Kurano, there's no one left to ask for help. What about Babylonia? The mission went wrong. They must have noticed by now. That won't be a problem. The sea fog has cleared and the signal's restored. The signal disruption at sea was probably caused by that impaled fellow. While Vera was busy fishing you out of the sea, I contacted Babylonia on your behalf. The mission is way beyond what our squad can handle now. Thanks. Forget it. Babylonia's reinforcements won't arrive anytime soon, and our problems haven't gotten any smaller. The Ascendant threat still hanging over our heads. Isn't that right, dear Ascendant? I've given you too much time to think. The moonlight illuminates the shocking wounds across Vera's body, like with the head of creatures nearby shimmering like Jairus' ties. At least, need to hold out till Babylonia's reinforcements arrive. Let's talk then, Ascendant. What's your reason for going to such lengths to speak with me? And also, this anchor point you mentioned. Are you referring to me? Those who received the message from the Grey River Commander immediately sprang into action. People were quickly in and out of the hall, integrating, filtering, exchanging the most useful information from the massive amount of data. The control court staff quickly approached a woman standing at attention in the center of the hall. Has the information been synchronized? Yes. The control court has already demanded that Kurano submit all information regarding that island. The command is dispatched to transport aircraft to evacuate everyone directly. Good. Give me the materials related to this resource center. Staff immediately placed some paper documents on the table, visibly aged from using storage. It touches the name on the top of the page. It belongs to a long buried history. Haines. Oh, was it that same island from before? Haines, researcher. While everyone else was desperately trying to avoid punishing, he arrogantly attempted to manipulating, forcing it to further evolve and spread. Ah, interesting. So there was actually someone else aside from Gabriel who was trying to alter the punishing in their favor. Become the new king of a new era. But I mean, to be fair, there was bound to be someone doing it, but it's just that Kurano hadn't reached that state yet to becoming an Ascendant, and in doing so, he decided, nah, fuck it, I don't have to beat the Ascendant in order to do so. I just need to create that species and let them go free onto the world. Like a shepherd leading the sheep, or leading the flock. The abnormal punishing samples he spread caused severe chaos. Wave of destruction so severe, it destroyed 2 major conservation areas on the surface. But directly the last page of the dossier. Is there an autopsy report? Yes. Although his body was heavily corrupted by punishing, an autopsy was still performed at the control court's request. It's right here. Oh, okay, so that's why we're flashing back, right? Because that's connecting to this, right? Because it's Haines' research again. Sandman reports to the end. This Haines had the same over-the-top approach. Staff member is momentarily stunned. This Haines? Besides this Haines in the dossier, I'm familiar with another researcher of the same name. That was the last case I handled before the punishing outbreak. Ah, yes, Rivera. Yeah, so there are two. Because I was like, the first one actually is supposed to be dead. He literally died right in front of Vera at the time when the punishing had let loose. A frustrated scientist from the late Golden Age who, to prove his ambitions, released his self-created children into corporate headquarters. Fortunately, both the evidence and subsequent handling were lost in the disaster at the early stages of the outbreak. Yeah, that's why he was able to actually do this. Because at the time, people were just dealing with the punishing. Because, like he said, he had seen that disaster was already going to come. I don't know how he did it, but he was able to perceive it before anyone else. Hence why he was able to take advantage so well. Coincidentally, the Haynes from that incident was also reported dead long ago. Is anyone who was involved in Haynes' autopsy back then still around? Ah, like maybe potentially Kurino, trying to cover up his death? They're no longer with us, but we have records right here. Ah, Kurino. Fucking course. Why am I not surprised? That would make sense. It seems we need more than just information about that island. When it returns the documents, the staff member starts purposely toward the airport. The military will mobilize strong support teams. They deploy Grey Raven and Cerberus. As for the control corps, I'll arrange an immediate interview with the relevant Kurino personnel. Yeah, now it's connecting again. Meanwhile, the very people she mentioned are still engaged in their early shadow conference. Most irritating among them, Hainif, has been tied up, muted, and kicked from the meeting. But despite their supposed return to peace, the scene remains in absolute uproar. The document requested by the control corps has been prepared. They're about that island's... what was it? Genomic Resource Center? Gene Bank? Yes, a semi-underground gene bank. Contains numerous human genetic samples collected during the Golden Age. After the punishing virus, all external access points were sealed off, with only occasional security personnel rotations. But that ship Hainif asked about still had the target coordinates stored. Not only transported Vera and the Grey River Command in there, but apparently stirred up quite a mess. How big is this mess? Heard Babylonia had elevated their mission priority to the highest level. Do I have any clear details on the situation? They haven't informed us. Oh, wonderful. Just moments ago, we were keeping silent, and now we're supposed to package up the island's geographical data and the gene bank's interior blueprints and send it all to the control code immediately? Meanwhile, another person with intense expression activates their microphone. We've just got word. The person the Grey River Command encountered at sea calls himself Lloyd. Is suspected to be a new ascendant. Immortal Roy. Was he already eliminated by Vera? That mission came directly from Nicola himself. But who knows which one it is? Babylonians fabricated so many hero Lloyds over time. There were countless others that were scrapped out there and never recovered. Furthermore, regarding Lloyd, I have some remaining data collected by the Purifying Force from the Eden Type 3, discovered on the outskirts of Los Prados. Oh my god. Of course, tied to Los Prados too. Combine this data with our materials confirms what we previously suspected. The original Lloyd most likely came from that place. If this original Lloyd has become an ascendant, then we're completely screwed. He's the ultimate survivor from that battle royale. The strongest creature that crawled out alive. Mocks himself as he recalls the words of the presumptuous young man from earlier. Kurino leaders have been getting killed one after another lately. Who knows if they were involved in some weird project and got what was coming to them? Oh! What? Hainif was right. They got what was coming to them. I'll handle the control cord and pin the source of the incident on the Los Prados project. Can't get them all the information about that gene bank. Ah, I see. Trying to put more of the blame on that side. Yeah, since Lady Manzano can't represent herself there. I'm afraid that won't work. Is there even worse news? You bet there is, brother. I got even more bad news. He pulls up another dossier.
one that barely qualifies as classified, and projects it in the center of the meeting for everyone to see. The privileged connection, who's been giving them endless headaches, stands brazenly at the holographic projection, staring ahead with an all too familiar look in his eyes. It's one that never reveals what he's plotting, shining with a mocking glint that laughs at them all. Why show this photo? Don't tell me Hannah's involvement isn't just coincidence. I just found out where a privileged connection gets his privileges from. The technical director of the Gene Bank has been the same person since the end of the Golden Age. He's still alive and well today. His name is Haynes. Another photo, this one, of a gaunt elderly man is pulled up. Enlarged next to Haynes' profile, everyone can see they share identical height. No! No, you come on! You can't be serious! He's created another version of himself? This Hayden fellow has already started right into the control code's field of vision. Do you really think they'd be foolish enough just to ignore him? Even for different projects, quickly consolidate and share information, each with their own considerations and interpretations. But at this point, they're forced to draw the same conclusion. They cannot afford to lose anyone on that island. Well, let's cooperate for now. Has Babylonia's support team departed yet? How long until they reach the target island? We have the base closest to the target. I've already granted Babylonia access permissions to utilize it. Although there are only small transport aircraft available, they should be sufficient. Have we really reached the point where we need to bend over backwards to make a good impression? It's not quite like that. We're not just going there to rescue people. Finally pulls up a file on an old frame. Fiery colors on the screen appearing special. It is! Ah. This is an early prototype frame stored in Kurno's repository. Severely damaged and failed the testing for that batch of frames, so we had to recover it. Ah. From probably what happened back then. But how did it get so badly damaged? Well, then again, it's like maybe because faced off against Haynes or one of his creatures again. But now she's a perfect improved version. Part of a construct who has experience finding ascendants, plus the grade of a commandant, will definitely be able to test this frame's maximum potential. Ah, right. Back to creating new super soldiers. But this frame has extreme side effects. If anything goes wrong, forget dealing with the control core. Everyone here will be dragged before Parliament, or even a criminal tribunal. And let's vote. I abstain. I've already synced all the information I know to you. I'm leaving first. The control cord is already breathing down my neck. One projection darkens and a president. Immediately after, a second, third. Most of the meeting participants seem to recall Hannah's recent warning, choosing self-preservation in the current unstable environment. In the end, only a handful of figures remain in this weekly meeting. Once again, it's only us left to shoulder the burden. I actually like this situation. Since they are willing to mobilize for the gamble, our organization's resources will only concentrate more and more in our hands. Seizing the best opportunities in the narrowest spaces. That's the operating principle of Kurano. We've always managed to do just that, haven't we? Compared to Haynef, I definitely prefer working with you after all. Though you're also a young person infected with every passing trend. At least you speak like a normal human being. 100 times better than that kid who spends every day scheming up ways to make Kurano's life difficult. I approve the deployment of the BPN-13 test frame. Deployed immediately via the support transport aircraft dispatched by Kurano. Come on, let's send that Valkyrie that once belonged to us back to the battlefield. Arranges for personnel to transfer the recently unsealed frame into a sleeping pod so it can warm up. Well, that's settled. We've resolved the most pressing matters. Now let's just wait and see how this plays out. Meanwhile, the three people stranded on the island are anxiously contemplating what that ascendant just said. Vera, make him say it again. Vera exerts force once more, flicking off Lloyd's last remaining arm with the tip of her gun. At the moment, this ascendant, whose appearance doesn't differ much from an ordinary construct, is also all four of his limbs.
scowl, crawls, or horror. During the back and forth between the Ascendant and the Grave Commander, you witness Vera hacking all 4 of his limbs, leaving him too terrified to utter a single word. You're not Ascendant. Say it again. You went to great lengths to wrap that ship to come here, all for the purpose of bringing that person to this island's genomic research resource center. The Ascendant, as if immune to pain, continues to answer coldly. Yes, there's a Kurano Genomic Resource Center at this island. Some also call it Sombra's Hollow. And I only need that person, Grave and Commandant. In fact, you and that Haynes are both irrelevant. It's Haynef! You got the wrong person! I never even met you before! And he raises both his hands towards Vera, earnestly responding to her questioning gaze, despite trying to prove he has nothing to do with Lloyd's plan. Don't let him lead you on. I don't know any Ascendants. If I had the skills to meet one, I wouldn't be working for Kurano. Besides, earlier at sea, he even attacked me. It's not your turn yet. Shut up. Genomic Resource Center. You want to use human genes to catalyze heterocreature evolution? Yes. There's no place more convenient or efficient than here. But you just denied that those evolving heterocreatures are your creations. I utilized the technology of someone on this island, and that person needed the punishing virus. We reached a certain agreement. Our collaboration is nearing its end. All that's missing is a suitable human to serve as the guiding template, and that person is you. But as you can see, the evolution of the island began ahead of schedule, before I could bring you here. That's why I said someone made their choice before I could. You mean your partner triggered all of this? Yes. But I don't know why he was in such a hurry. Oh, I see. So that's how Haynes was able to get some of this information. Because it's true, it's like, even if he had already known a bit about punishing, or even if he had some way to, like, know about the Ascension Network and stuff, that still wouldn't give him everything he needs to know on, like, how to use the punishing in some way. I mean, sure, we have Inver devices and stuff, but even that's, like, completely, like, out the window for us to actually investigate into. And again, it's like that was during the time of the early stages potentially as well, so it's like, how would that have happened? His chosen template was some par. Though it successfully produced individuals better at mimicry in my eyes, only one of them was truly successful. Sharp pain shoots to your ankle as if on cue. The moment the heterocreature wraps its limb around your ankle, the reverse feedback for punishing it GPSing into your brain, forcibly injecting a memory that doesn't belong to you. When facing Vera, it avoided her and showed terror, overriding the punishing instinct to attack humans. That one already possesses such advanced emotions. Yeah, that's the one. It escaped. The consequences of allowing such a heterocreature to leave this island are obvious. Fires at Pulia Forest Park seem to have knocked Vera's eye. Oh, right, yeah. We don't want another twins thing happening again. Those guys already raised like half the planet. Seems the list of vermin to kill keeps growing. You must die, and so must that little hetero creature that played dead to escape. Whereas the 10 of Vera's eyes grow even stronger. You're too late. Once this new evolution begins, it will continuously accelerate. All newborn hetero creatures on the island will imitate it, understand it, become it. You'll never find the source. It will be the undisputed eve of a new world. Unless Babylonia immediately uses the longest arsenal to sink this entire island, you'll never find Eve among all your children. I'll treat them all equally, by killing every single last one of them. Impossible. Your frame won't last. I admit you're strong, but even you have your limits. You should have already drained all the power from that body of yours during our fight at sea. Reinforcements won't arrive that quickly. Even if your hoped-for miracle savior does show up, they certainly won't outpace the speed of evolution. Senna maintains a passive posture like a mutilated prisoner, speaking as if under various control. Everyone present understands. The situation is the complete opposite. If this were a relay race of speed, your team is already lost. It's time to give up, Vera.
Speaking, Lord shifts his gaze back to you, surprisingly managing to lift his head despite his condition. Do you understand, Xanthos? Sooner or later, your fate will converge to the same conclusion. You will inevitably reach the other shore. You will surely become the anchor, catalyzing evolution onto a more correct path. I've said everything I've wanted to express. You made up your mind. Xanthos, the final choice is yours to make. You want to save them, submit to fate. Can't delay any longer.
Shut your mouth.
In a rage, Farah raises her foot and slams the Ascendant's head back down to the beach.
Are you really stupid enough to listen to an Ascendant's manipulation? As long as I draw breath, I won't let anyone walk the path of ruin.
I believe I need to remind you again. You refuse me here, the hunt will begin immediately. If tired of the negotiation, the Ascendant closes his eyes. No one else can influence my decision.
I've got some good news and some bad news. Hold it. Can't you see we're busy here? This is really important. Trust me.
Let the kids speak.
That hetero creature you're discussing, Eve. If I heard correctly, it's the one that was clinging to the grave of Commandant's ankle earlier.
It's up a dripping wet tracking device. Small red dot blinks at the center of the screen, quickly breathing like the dormant hetero creatures.
The good news is, while you were busy giving Xanthos CPR, I not only contacted Babylonia for you, but also I managed to plant a tracker on it. And the bad news.
It looks like she's about to explode. What, is it here?
The bad news isn't that bad. The water damages precision a bit, but it still works. That's all I've got to say. Nothing more.
Opens his eyes again, disbelief flooding his gaze for the first time. He immediately begins to struggle. Very sharply detects the sudden surge of punishing concentration around the Ascendant, and without hesitation puts it back to the rocky beach with a single shot. It's useless.
Ascendant, I've heard all your explanations. Even if we could understand your reasons, one thing is absolutely certain. You're without a doubt a goddamn lunatic.
And quickly tosses the tracking device into your arms and points to his earpiece, making a specific answer.
Reinforcements have arrived. Their long talk therapy strategy is finally paying off brilliantly.
So track the device tightly, then raise your gun toward the sky. The outcome is clear, Ascendant. No matter how many times you try to persuade me, you'll only get this answer. I refuse to go with you. Firing to the sky, and a signal flare rises into the night sky, revealing your position to support team. But he realizes the outcome of the standoff. Press totally firm. How disappointing. No matter. We'll meet again soon. Next time there won't be a benevolent glory. I mourn the tragedies created by mankind. I will bring such stories to an end by my hand. No one can influence this decision anymore. Vera? Don't let him escape. They are the new humans who will prove themselves more worthy of survival than the old. Today you will witness. Vera grips her bandage spear with both hands, raises her arms fiercely, and drives it down to crushing force. Someone's final words die in his throat.
I've heard enough of your garbage.
Sign approval, Vera's bandage spear begins to completely demolish the Ascendant's physical shot. Crimson Death, as if venting her rage, rapidly pierces through Lord's throat, chest, abdomen, and legs. It pours the spear through the pile of shattered porcelain like shell fragments, grinding every broken piece into fine dust.
Should have done this ages ago.
Pressure fire surges out from each fragment, of course, spreading through the cracks in the stone in all directions. Some mist quickly coalesces into streams, flowing in dense patterns across the entire island. The alarm warning of rising punishing fires concentration sounds again as Hayden raises his gun once more, aiming at the wave of hetero creatures that have previously retreated. The delicate balance that shatters the hetero creature's instinct to devour humans is once again unleashed. They push the three little insects on the rocky shore with hissing cries. It's only an instant for the tentative approach to transform into offensive charge.
Trouble incoming. You think you're more deserving of survival? Pathetic. Led but a swarm of puppeted vermin. You two get behind me, you don't want to die early.
Clearing ashes in front of you and Heinous, working at banner speed to disperse the surging punishing fires. She assumes her combat stance. Giving Heinous also raising weapons. Support transport's looking for a landing spot now. Once we evacuate, we'll have Babylonia bomb this entire island into oblivion. Farah, clear a path now. No matter what happens, I'll keep up with you.
Such a familiar scene. Alright, the escape starts now. And no matter what, you better keep up with me. Even if it costs you your life.
Oh, I have 4 things to do. Alright.
支援輸送機着陸エリアまで残り4分。
すぐに補給を投下しろ。異合生物が追ってきてる。
ラジャー、投下作業を開始。干渉エリアから離れてください。
これで何体目？キリがないわ。私の邪魔をするなんてずいぶんいい度胸してるわね。
パニッシングの信号源が増えてやがる。俺らに近づいてるぞ。
私が倒れるまでにさっさと撤退しなさい。私がいる場所が戦場よ。全てを粉々に潰すのは最高だわ。私の邪魔をする。私がいる場所が戦場よ。
どいつもこいつもあの建物から出てきてやがる。おい、一番近い異合生物の連中が俺の足に噛みつくまで多く見積もっても3分だ。
船でエネルギーを消費しすぎだ。あがいてみせて、ゴミクズ。
Can't stop here. RP, cut off connection. Initiate forced activation. Obtained a supply.
いいわよ。その命知らずの行動。さすがは私たちの指揮官さんね。まだ足りないわ。あの人生きなきゃダメ。
I'm almost at the drop point. Take the supply.
あんたが手に入れたのは実験段階の走行だ。少しの間だが構造体並みの性能を発揮できるぞ。その代わり副作用もでかい。耐えられるか。
I've already got myself over the star of life.
3分経ったぞ。支援輸送機目標エリアに到着。位置情報を同期。早くこちらへ。
Come on. Just gotta keep my wits about. Oh shit. No, 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 no.
向かってるよ。多分間に合わない。あの気分よの温かみ悪魔まで。あんたは先に輸送機に乗って撤退しろ。無駄な戦闘はやめろ。
I know. Give me a moment, man. I'm dealing with a crisis here. Oh shit. Oh. Alright. Another power to proceed. Hey, fuck off.
まずい。異合生物が輸送機に突入したぞ。輸送機が離陸したぞ。すぐに撃ち落とせ。異合生物を外に出しちゃならねえ。
島ごと俺らを吹っ飛ばすまでに機械がどれだけ言い争うかカウントダウンでもしようぜ。
Already noticed hetero creatures climbing onto the small transport craft. You and Hayden raise your weapons toward it. Their comms, Hayden's voice also joins in.
It's taking off again. Can't let it leave this island.
Likely destroying the transport craft means cutting off their own escape route. If they don't attack, no one can guarantee the hetero creatures won't spread beyond the island through this oversight. Exactly. It's like, I'm not letting what happened at Pulley Forest Park happen again. Our only sense of risk weighs heavily on their chests. Now the lives of both the people aboard the transport and the three on the island rest in their hands.
Come in. Ground calling.
Cut the pilot repeatedly, desperate for even a glimmer of hope. Only a chaotic static on the other end.
Come in. Please respond if you copy.
This is scene, his expression growing increasingly grim as it takes in the sight of Vera collapse on the ground and transport lurching erratically in the air.
No matter what, we have to make a choice now.
No. It's already over. Cover your gun with a heavy heart and turn to look at Hayden who stands there panting for breath. Both of them simultaneously hear eerie gnawing sounds through their headsets as the violently rocking transport suddenly steadies for a moment. So someone's forcibly regain control and adjusts his position to point downward. And plunges into a steep dive. Two of them watch as their last hope, the transport bag barely taken off moments ago, trail black smoke as it plummets toward the ocean below. Clearly, the pilot on board has also realized the severity of the situation and decisively chose self-destruction, sacrificing the vehicle. Below the crash and explosion, eliminating half a night sky before being quickly swallowed by the big black ocean waters. Only the residual shockwaves when the explosion rolling for the distance, soaking up sand and dust from the island and strike your face with unforgiving force.
Self-destruction. The absolute last resort.
And if reloads his weapon with gritted teeth, his voice filled with frustration at this situation, yelled, also with balanced admiration.
But damn, they died like a true hero. We won't give such a glorious death. Catch! Just found this new gun from the airdrop.
Thanks.
If only our only air support craft destroyed. Oh, my bad. Support aircraft destroyed. We have no way off this island anytime soon. As long as we're stuck here, Babylonia can't simply use the longest arsenal to destroy the entire island. Fortunately, you and Vera are valuable enough. If I were the only one left, Babylonia wouldn't hesitate for a second. But on the flip side, every second we delay, that damned evolution on this island accelerates. This Eve, the Ascendant mentioned, will assimilate more and more hetero creatures. We need to eliminate Eve as soon as possible, or the situation will only worsen. Easy for you to say, but just us and a construct who's already down. Let's check the tracker first. Where's that Eve creature gone now?
Man takes out the tracker device Hayden handed earlier. Red Dawn is still blinking, but is moved to the dark structure at the center of the island. It's a loud sharp inhale and screams, I knew it.
It's moving so fast. I knew that gene bank was trouble. The scanner already showed the highest punishing readings coming from in there. Bet all those new humans are gathered inside. So are you getting what I'm saying? In our current state, charging into the gene bank to hunt down that Eve might sound a bit more dignified than sending our ground in a desperate fight, or waiting for the longest arsenal to arrive. But still pure idiocy. Is there really no other way? I have to find another way. Two all-out battles have pushed the Garnet frame to the brink of total failure. Battlefield has dyed her hair an even deeper red, with deeper wounds covering her body that are painful to behold. The situation is deteriorating into a dilemma without even a moment's respite to think clearly. Suddenly you look once more toward the sea. Shattered remnants of the transport aircraft still burn as they float onto the sea surface, reflecting faint ember. What the? What are you doing now?
Slowly scoop up Vera, who's entered standby mode. Spread towards the sea while abandoned. Seawater rises past your feet, your knees rapidly engulfing your entire body as you sink to the brine.
If we can find some maintenance tools, there might be a chance.
Chilling waves crash against your face and even splash into your mouth. Don't dare to slow down. Supporting a garden frame, you make your way to the transport wreckage and search around with a flashlight. Soon you find your target. Seawater is extinguished most of the flame on the transport wreckage. Some stroke of luck, the cargo area remains intact.
Just as you thought, there's a chance.
Stroke to drag Vera up onto the skeletal remains of the transport. Use the power of the exoskeleton to pull off the damaged outer shell.
Help me out, Hainif.
Falls behind, swimming with difficulty. Suffered numerous cuts during a recent battle in the saltwater, is now sticking each wound mercilessly.
First running, now swimming? What is this, a triathlon? This water tastes awful.
There suddenly raises his arm and fires at someone behind you. The head of a creature that was about to launch a sneak attack shrieks as it falls back into the sea, creating a frustrated splash. Barely glance at it before turning around to continue tearing at the cargo's container's outer shell.
You didn't even notice the head of creature behind you? Get that you're looking for maintenance components. You gotta keep yourself alive first. Not just maintenance components. There's a sleeping pod inside.
And his expression turns serious. Yeah, I considered countless solutions, but never anticipated this kind of surprise. Quickly helps you by delivering several kicks to the cargo container. Fortunately, neither of you has neglected their physical training. At their burst of exertion, the two of you actually managed to tear off the outer shell. The sleeping pod inside the container immediately slides into the water, bobbing through the waves. Lunge for the pod cover, using authorization to initiate the startup sequence. Taking CG follow back to Atlantis. Meanwhile, Hainif's gaze catches detail in the corner of the sleeping pod.
Hey, why is this marked with Kurno's emblem?
I don't care if it's from the Science Council or Kurno. As long as it's... Had no time for caution. If they're unlucky, you fling open the pod cover and peer inside. As long as it's Vera. However, Vera lies in the sleeping pod. Her eyes are tightly shut, her hair resting peacefully on her shoulders, her ionic skin unblemished and pristine. It's the ultimate weapon, fit to be baptized by the fires of battle. Inside this completely undamaged frame, you suddenly feel a pang of emotion. Hainif's gaze sweeps once more over the Kurno emblem at the pod's opening. A certain serial number is seen before.
If Vera transfers to the frame, perhaps she really could wipe out every last one of those damn things.
Compared to the garnet frame inside, you catch a hint of sarcasm in his tone.
What are you hiding? Don't give me that murderous look. Yes, I know about the core design of these constructs. They're powerful, but just powerful. Nothing more. Aren't you being overly cautious? Besides, you don't have any cards left. If you don't help her transfer to a new frame, she'll simply die like this.
As the red warning lights flashing on Vera's garnet frame, Sylvie raises both hands in surrender, showing there is nowhere to run.
Sorry, but there's no time. It's the kind of pressure decision makers have to bear. FOS must have taught you that.
Fine. There's the caustic in your arms. Just like in every mission before, Vera would claim she didn't care about anyone. She always kept everyone well protected. Her fingers trace the outlines of countless wounds covering Vera's body. When the fluid seeps out, coating your hand, only to be washed away by the ocean's waves. The battle against countless hetero creatures has completely drained all functions within this frame. All your time together, you never seen her in such a state, teetering on the edge of total system failure. One final look at her, forcibly suppressing an inexplicable sense of familiarity and loss welling up inside. If there are any consequences, I'll bear them myself. Right now, keeping her alive comes first.
How long will it take for her to successfully adapt to it?
I'm not sure. Never seen her in this frame before. But time waits for no one. I have to carry her on my back and let her adapt as we move. Tie her up around their waist and Vera's, twisting her around your back. Secure everything with a tight cross.
Let's go. Follow the coordinates to find out Eve now. You really are insane. See someone so eager to die is a first. No, a second for me. This isn't a death wish, Hainif. Every step we take is to escape death, not embrace it.
Tie the rope and toward the building in the distance. The gene bank. Different kind of fire flickering in her eyes. It's our turn now to fight desperately just to stay alive. Ah, damn it. Okay, so I have to do that. It's fine. I'll just do it on my own time, I guess. Surprise trip. I think it'll either be this one or just one more after, and we'll end the stream for today, because it says it's gonna have some thunderstorms in a bit, so I'm gonna end the stream before that happens. But I mean, the sky looks fine right now, so I think we should be fine. Several researchers in White Lab Coast dash hurriedly about, synchronizing constantly updating data to the hands of every supervisor up and down the chain of command. Something wrong? Been half a day already. Not too promising, but it's still the best result we've had since beginning tests on this batch of frames. In just half a day, her mind data synchronization progress has already reached 75%. Most constructs can't even hold up to 75%. Quite a few show tendencies to go berserk and haywire before reaching even half of that. Think she'll make it to the awakening phase? She will. Even if her hardware specs don't meet the standard, the resilience of her mind is worthy of our trust. Let's trust that for now. After all, she is Kurano's hound. Following the eager gaze of the staff in the testing chamber, 2 crimson frames are visible, eyes closed as they undergo adaptation to their new bodies. The floating transparent liquid unconsciously rotating slowly. Connection cables from their bodies tethered to larger equipment like umbilical cords. 2 identical faces face each other, an endless sea stretching between them as a mirror reflecting each other in perfect synchrony. BPN 13. Executing activation protocol. Hound. Time to wake up. Can you hear me? Not slightly within the transparent chamber. Visual modules making slight movements as she begins to observe her surroundings. It's a cold, heavily guarded isolation room where people outside communicating with her remotely through devices installed within. The entire world appears to have a strange unfamiliarity like a dissociated reality. Do you remember what you're doing here? I'm undergoing new frame adaptation. The new frame is a special model, completely different from your previous support type. Can you adapt to it? Currently, no sensation. Good. Wait, her mind isn't ready yet. No, tests must be conducted under the most extreme conditions possible. There won't be a better opportunity than now. Preliminary assessment indicates Hound is in good condition. Permission granted to begin baseline testing. My researcher outside the window insists on continuing the dialogue with her. Hound. Focus on capturing key words. I was the shadow of the waxwing slain, but a false azure in the window pane. Memorized. Test start. On the punishing battlefield, sometimes you must kill comrades infected by punishing with your own hands. You approve of this practice. Kill. After experiencing various battlefields, you believe you've developed psychological trauma, or more severe symptoms of mind deviation. Trauma. A wave of dizziness suddenly washes over her. While fighting for Kurano, you felt that everything might be false. False. Your existence might also be false. False. Just burns with heat as if something inside is ignited on its own. Minor mind deviation detected. What is this? She took us to lift her head, noticing a device plugged into her chest on her new frame. She tries to push through the viscous liquid to grab the device, desperately clawing at it to pry it out and discard it. Only BPN 13 can withstand this modification. I cannot allow you to rush your testing just to... You harbor resentment toward the world and everything around you. You decide to shatter the window. Mind deviation levels exceeding controllable parameters. Terminate the test. Terminate... No. You harbor resentment toward the world, everything around you. You decide to shatter the window. Window. Zeta is free from countless umbilical cord connections. Fighting against the rage coursing through her entire body, she drives her fist into the center of the transparent bubble. Some observers scatter with screams. Many more display excitement as their ambition flares in response. These ambitions swell in their eyes, reflecting both the cracks in the window and the construct's frenzied state.
Window. Glass. Did you see that? The test. It's a success!
Damn, 1%. There suddenly falls into a daze, sits motionless as her hands instinctively rise to cover her cheeks. Memory data cycles through her mind in an instant, as her eyes starting to grasp reality. Months ago, Granny Wing had brought her back to Conservation Area 62. She was attempting to transport a sample. After that, she barely got 2 sentences out before being interrupted by several young men. They came from the FOS military college, and the corrupted suddenly launched their assault. Closes her hands and tries to open her eyes. With several seconds of blurred visual feedback, her visual module finally regains clarity.
Why am I suddenly remembering my frame compatibility testing? This frame is still far too unstable.
Watch out! It shoots its speed sideways to take down corrupted, seemingly unaffected by the disturbance of her mind. Or so it appears.
Shut up. I see it.
The unexpected corrupted assault forces everyone onto a new battlefield. Once again, Vera charges to the front line. Spectre will be like before, fighting alone at the front. This time, surprisingly, several others managed to keep up with her.
Hound, you are now high ranking command and clear a path to the left.
In roaring, Granny Wang drives her vehicle straight into the massive corrupted. Bringing along Ken, who stepped up as temporary replacement. Some young faces. Vanessa leans halfway on the roof hatch, using her earpiece to contact Vera, who's not far ahead. While simultaneously shouting through an old-fashioned megaphone at the refugees behind them who are in complete disarray.
All armed personnel can still move. Grab your weapons and join Ken at the front. Everyone else follow Granny Wang's directions and evacuate in orderly fashion. What the hell are you saying? We both know these corrupted are a different breed. Those weaklings who could barely hold their own on a normal day will just end up as cannon fodder to charge the front row. Weaklings? Most people in the conservation area are indeed useless in the face of such an onslaught. I suppose we can agree on that, but unfortunately you think he's too outdated to be useful right now. You want to discuss tactics with me?
Raise her hand to cleave through a corrupted, lunging from the left. His bound equipment represent Kurno's finest technology. It's a practice these.
Don't flatter yourself. Why would I need tactical advice from a construct? I haven't fallen that low yet. If you manage to survive, then I might consider sparing your plans. I was studying military tactics when presumptuous brats like you weren't even born yet. Get lost. Go bother someone else. I don't need your help.
It gets over and ever shrieking corrupted. It's burns. These 3 days of high-intensity battles have left her frame unusually excited. Vera's movements are too dramatic, yanking you off balance.
Another burden. You just had the ties together with this rope.
See? I'm not useless.
Like I care what you...
Vera!
What did you... That look in your eyes again.
Wake up. Faster, maintain the connection. Chaotic consciousness data flickers past like a rewinding tape. No idea where these data fragments are coming from. They appear out of nowhere.
What's happening? It's becoming more and more frequent. What's wrong with you? certain questions slip into her ear, yet all it does is spark irritation. I need to talk with you. After this is over. After I deal with all of this. Sentence running is no end. The current use are very different from the little commander suddenly speaks. Why? Constantly burning yourself out like this isn't ideal. Be devoured by the corrupted swarm sooner or later. Then what should I do? Why are you denying me? I suddenly reject everything I lived for. Principles I used to survive since I was born. Being a bit unfair, I know. I'm just wondering, could there be a better outcome to what's happening right now? What nonsense is this? You should try trusting others, relying on them for once. Trust who? Those clowns crashing around in the vehicle? Don't belong with them. The fools running around with a loose screw in their heads. You could try trusting who I am now, just the people in our vehicle. You can't keep up, just fall back on your own. Disgraceful. Noise in your earpiece becomes unbearable for Mara. Traveling once with motion flings into the corrupted horn, like them tearing gnaw at it, shredding the Umbre's cold voice to pieces. The metallic creaking of corrupted bodies pressed together. Screams of refugees behind her and the roaring of engines still flood her auditory module. It's my battle, am I alone? Should I even try relying on others? As corrupted grow in number, her destructive urge rises like lava from a volcano. For a sensation in her chest returns. I've had enough. Ever since I met you, I've been dragged this damn charade of having to pretend, to deceive, play a good person. Wearing this mask just to hide from you righteous types. She flicks the mask off her face with the tip of her gun, grabs you and fixes her red garnet eyes on you as if searching for answers. She must admit, no matter how she looks at them, it's unmistakably the same person. It's too late. Let me make this perfectly clear. I'm a Colonel Construct. Let a little commander react. She tries to see clearly, but she's already started to lose focus. This frame was deployed to the battlefield for the first time. The mission was simple, just find the documents and materials, deliver them to a nearby base. When the corrupted appeared, you just had to rush and play hero. I tried to save you, wasting endless tears on you, and damn it all. Great, now my frame's unstable, I can't even remember the initial test protocols. A faint reflection of herself seems to linger on a blurry window glass, observed in her mind. Beyond the spiderweb or cracks, a familiar agitated faces stare back at her. Can't remember anything. I understand now. Going haywire. I'm still someone saying cut this damn rope and regroup with those jokers in the back. Our line's born in naive goodwill and pitiful cause and effect ends here. Still takes one more look at you along with the chaotic crowd bustling behind you. I can hold out the corrupted up ahead for a little longer. Puts her hand on her chest, curling her fingers as if to pry something out from the center of her collarbone. Once I pull out the safety plug from this frame, everything will end. Do you understand? Before I completely go haywire, you need to run to... You read everything she said, but before her final warning, you grabbed her wrist. Establish a mind connection with me. You speak these words, Vera senses the landing of a mind being in front of mine. Why should I trust you? Sorry, I haven't really tried this on the field before. But if we can hold out for just one more second, we'll have another chance. What's the point? If you're familiar with the emergency technology, and her frame is equipped with a system to connect with mind beacons. It still feels uncomfortable, like allowing someone to peek into your mental world. It feels very strange. But the mind beacon lands anyway, punching into her mind, attempting to calm the raging tempest within. Memory data is being retrieved in a fumbling manner. You feel that your inexperience with mind connections comes to you stumbling through her past experiences, trying to find anything that might be useful. What's this initial test content? Should I trust you? I can't remember clearly. It's murdered shadow, window glass, false. As it connects to her mind, develops the beacon. You, wherever the person you are now, cannot find the answers in time. Is this the only option? Stubborn, ill-timed burst of static suddenly comes from your earpiece. You guys are... Did I mess with the comms device? We successfully evacuated many refugees from the rear. You guys at the front still alive? Still alive. You've done well. Just hang in there for 10 more seconds now. What? Let me explain. Prepare for impact. The explosion will begin approximately 30 meters ahead of your position. Vera, get down! What's with that gaudy humanoid figure up ahead? Something's wrong. Why is it coming towards us? Granny Wang, didn't you say... At the other end of communication, Granny Wang seems to have lit a cigarette. Her arm casually resting on the steering wheel, she lets out along the side. That kid is still quite unreliable. Next moment, burst of colorful smoke suddenly rises. Before anyone can react, a bombardment begins. A violent gust blows Vera's hair forward, her hands wildly slapping against her face. Surrounding corrupted are sent flying, giving Vera a brief reprieve. She desperately cling to Vera to avoid being blown away, while the powerful explosive force has already lifted those behind you into the air. Just in time. Her maid's only lighting a cigarette. But he crashed to the ground, a flexible whiplash. The whiplashes out from extravagantly colored smoke, moving around everyone, placing them safely enough in a secure location. A rabbit-colored young woman descends from the sky, drumming and singing to herself as if constantly oblivious to the chaotic battlefield around her. In the most dire hour of need, here comes the most powerful conflict descending from the heavens. What a tremendous feat! Quick, give your thanks to the great Leia, the legendary hero. Sam collapses, sitting position on the ground, adjusting his glasses, but you've lost half their lenses. So this is what Granny Wang mentioned. Special construct temporarily stationed at Conservation Area 62. Leia descends from above like an angel, breaking through the corrupted's encirclement. She and Vera, both consorts, have been fighting fiercely on the front lines for a long time, finally securing the crucial time needed for the evacuation. Only after confirming that most civilians have been evacuated, did Vera, with Leia's support, retreat to the front lines with the humans. Together, they joined the tail end of the refugee column. Granny Wang's small pickup truck was destroyed by Leia's indiscriminate explosions, forcing her to drive a large transport vehicle at the front instead. Most of those still above, or able to move, are relegated to the back of the line, advancing on foot. You can tell that Vera's not in good shape. According to you, she's endured numerous hardships lately, exceeding her frame's load capacity, resulting in symptoms of mind deviation. She used to wear a mask, asking all mysterious and secretive, but now she doesn't hide anything at all. What was the point of charging so far ahead? In the end, you still had to be carried back by everyone, didn't you? Urgently needs arrest and maintenance. It's only a matter of time before the corrupted catch up. But now escape remains our top priority. And so, the current scene is somewhat difficult to describe. Construct's weight far exceeds that of a normal human, so the main responsibility carrying her falls to Leia. It's also a construct, while the humans insist on walking alongside them, lending their support. Elsa frowns and pitches her nose, examining Leia for a good while before speaking. I heard you're not a Babylonia soldier. Just a construct attached to Granny Wang. I'd like to experience life in Babylonia, but I still have some unfinished business, so I'm putting it off for now. Besides, Granny Wang is amazing. When she and Shepard found me, I was dead set on following her. She provides frame maintenance parts, all kinds of supplies, and she's someone who always has my back no matter what I want to do. Granny Wang really raised herself a good dog. It's rare to find someone who can be ordered around so easily with just a bone. You talking about me? He was just compared to a good dog taking orders, bewilderedly points to the tip of her nose. Ruben really falls off her back. Hey, watch out! See, I was right to tell you to help support Hound. Can't rely on just Leia. If only I could request an exoskeleton. Speaking of Hound, what exactly is her background? Babylonia. I don't believe you. Give me an explanation. It's not convenient for me to explain now. When you return to Babylonia, please help me keep what happened on the surface confidential. Impossible. That's your responsibility. It's no force to burden on others. We'll decide after we return. I heard you attempted the newest mind beacon connection with her without authorization. At most, you only practice on simulators back in FOS. Weren't you afraid you might kill her? The situation was critical. If I hadn't initiated a connection when I did, she might not have survived until now. Don't finish your sentence, but the image of Vera desperately clawing at the device of her collarbone remains vividly fresh in everyone's mind. It's hard not to suspect you two have something on each other. Hey Hound, stop pretending you can't hear me. I studied the clinical symptoms of construct mind disruption. I know you can still hear what I'm saying. Vera opens her eyes slightly in response. Fortunately, her visual module was as blurry as a human experiencing a concussion. Briefly glancing at her surroundings, another wave of dizziness forced her to close her eyes again. So what brilliant insights do you have now? I already said I haven't sunk so low as to discuss tactics with a construct, but if you're lucky enough to survive, I might deign to give you a moment of my attention. You still think your theory's correct? Your tactics have an excessively individualistic style. Do you believe that as long as you alone can hold the line, everyone else should be classified as assets? Should just stand behind you and be protected? It's embarrassingly obvious how old you are. Only the Golden Age could produce such a mindset, brimming with that dazzling ideal of individual heroism. But times have changed. What we've learned is completely different. In complex ground environments, protecting everyone is impossible. The correct approach is to sacrifice some expendables while preserving the essential personnel.
It's not the only approach we're taught.
Almost forgot about you. One's a pitiful relic from the Golden Age with a head full of laughable traditional heroism. The other's a delusional innocent, foolishly trying to trade the most worthless sacrifice for honor in this apocalypse. You two really are cut from the same cloth. No wonder you're tethered together on the same rope. Rest assured, once we're back in Babylonia, I'll report issues of your misconduct to our superiors in full detail. Inappropriate attire, ideological distortion, malicious competition.
Vera begins to retort this. Falls silent with sentence as memories of her past resurface. It's not to make Vera's skin crawl.
I can also ensure that neither you nor that idealistic commander ever make it back to Babylonia. You could both rot down here on the surface instead. Big talk. Let's say it again. You're welcome to try.
As the tension between Vera and Vanessa sharpens to a razor edge, a colorful figure suddenly slides to the view, sending both women through the gap. Her back to Vera, she studies both their sour expressions from below with exaggerating theatrical interest.
Two women with such vicious tongues appearing at the same time. Is this how everyone from Babylonia talks? Perhaps it's some kind of fashion trend. So sophisticated. It's not your place to butt in. Your taste is chaotic dork.
Here you go again.
Please don't pick fights with everyone we meet, Vanessa. Don't think you're in the clear just because you're with Granny Wang now. Once I graduate, we'll have plenty of chances to meet again. You better pray you never fall into my hands. I'll make sure you're the first one I send in for a complete makeover head to toe, to get rid of that tacky style of yours. That's it? The young lady from Babylonia is truly generous.
Far from being intimidated by the warning, the peculiar character excitedly drew closer.
Be my witness. Once I finish my business and go to Babylonia to join the elites, I'll seek out Lady Vanessa there.
Let's get down to business, Leia. Granny Wang mentioned you brought back a suspicious person. Where are they now? They simultaneously jerked their chins forward. One can't free your hands, while the other can't be bothered to lift a finger.
In the transport vehicle up ahead, under the watch of that useless acting supervisor Kent. Don't worry, I got that criminal wrapped up tighter than a mummy.
Criminal?
Criminal? Are you certain of his guilt? He confessed. He just mumbled nonsense for ages, badly about being some messenger of the gods and the true purpose of punishing. I would say he's just a lunatic with delusions of grandeur. Is this the researcher who left early that you all mentioned before?
The cause of the leak is still unknown, but they discovered that someone left the research facility right before the virus leaked out. The person's now completely disappeared.
Leia left the moment she received the news.
Yes, we've already sent a construct to find the person who left earlier, hoping to uncover some clues from them. Hasn't returned yet, but we're not just twiddling our thumbs either. Like on that final night of the Golden Age during the raging blizzard, an eerily red flash briefly appeared in the distance beyond the windows of the military hospital.
Something isn't right.
Vera begins to struggle on Leia's.
You want to get down? Are you sure you can walk? I didn't take Kent's explanation seriously at first, because I couldn't believe a mere researcher could cause such a massive crisis. It's simply impossible. Someone must be backing up. But this is true. If Leia really manages to capture the target. That night she opened a window. Snowflakes drift down the back of her hand, their iciness accompanying her vigilance. Snowing. Now a few snowflakes drift into the bear's eyelashes. Snowing again. If he's truly suspected of causing something this massive, then detaining and interrogating him should be our top priority. She locks her gaze on the transport vehicle ahead, loaded with elderly and vulnerable civilians. Her fingers reach for the weapon on her back. She knows the melting snow will turn to mud, making this desperate winter escape even more difficult. A storming convoy cannot withstand another attack. I'll go up ahead and check. Try a handgun with barely any ammunition left and decide to scout ahead. First, tell me everything you know about this person. He's a very gaunt old man. Thinking back on it now, it was pretty scary. When I found him, he was even humming a tune. We have a situation. There's gunfire at transport vehicle number 3. Ken is on that vehicle, but he's not responding. Lead the other vehicles away while you get over there now. Suddenly everyone's communication devices activate simultaneously as Ken's channel opens on its own. Besides the disturbing screams, everyone also hears the voice of an old man humming a tune. Like Vera, everyone hears that song. What song is that? I made it up. Don't worry about it. He seems completely insulated from the approaching danger, so instantly reciting the mission's target's name. His name is Haynes. Ah, shit. Alright, well, I think this is going to be a good place to end this stream, because again, the clouds are already starting to approach now, and I'm going to make sure I'm fine for now. Damn, I only went through 5 of this? Damn, this target's... Or actually, give me a second, I'll be right back. I might actually do a bit more, but let me check something. You know what, we can do one more. This guy's still looking fine for now, so I can do this one. Flesh and blood. Blood black void begins to weave a network. Cells connecting, reconnecting, joining with a central stem. Oh, 85%, okay, good. Getting close to complete synchronization. Oh, I see. So the synchronization is her getting to her new frame. So if we continue to drift down at a leisurely pace while the wind stirred by people rushing past throws everything into disarray. Inside the train car packed with the elderly and vulnerable, chaos has clearly erupted. Or actually, a one-sided massacre. Those who rushed here immediately spot Kent's body sprawled at the edge of the car, along with the body of the mother, who tried everything possible to keep their daughter alive. So in turn for the worst leaves everyone feeling untethered, each person engulfed by a wave of disorientation. The girl stares vacantly at her mother's body, while her gaze fixed obliquely on the corpse. Ken grips the only gun among these people, taken from Ken, judged by the bullet hole in the back of its head. Probably didn't notice anything before dying for the sneak attack. And the gun barrel is pressed against the girl's head. I've been eavesdropping on your conversations, and discovered a familiar face among you. She stopped my first incident. Now she's here to interfere with this finale too. What a fateful connection we have. Farah? Records her teeth struggling to dismount from Leia's back, as her right hand clamped firmly around her weapon. You're still as young and sharp as ever. You haven't changed at all. You're something that should have died decades ago, and you don't look any different from back then. Haynes, who's backing your cloning operation. Yeah, clones. It actually was. I remember. 2
figures separated by decades of time, yet unchanged in appearance, stare at each other from opposite ends but gaps several meters wide. Hayes doesn't answer Vera, instead focusing intently on examining her frame. Constructs. To think that the testable professor's research will become one of the greatest technologies of this era. How does it feel to become a construct? Is it just like I predicted back then? Replacing your fragile human form with metal. Have you crossed that river yet? So, hold on to that ambition of yours. With just a touch of evolution, you can easily wade across that river. Like replacing this fragile flesh, with their inferior genes within it, and substituting them with. Hand over the child. Seems you're still drifting in the middle of the river. That young lady, on the other hand, is far more in line than you. Miss Vanessa. If I heard correctly, that is your name, isn't it? Lucas pointed her guns at him and spotted a young woman with silver white hair. Your thinking is very straightforward. Discard what's useless, preserve what's valuable. Now all the trash is dead. That kid who clearly couldn't manage things along with a bunch of sniveling old folks and children and that interfering woman. She ain't interfering woman, he spit out a mouthful of bloody saliva. Nothing but a raving lunatic. Alright, now this child is also a burden. He signs his grip as he presses the still hot gun barrel against the girl's skin, burning her. His expression turns out to grin. So the eavesdropper is taking an interest in our casual chat. Previously unresponsive girl suddenly contorts her entire face after seeing Haynes' spit. Her rage overtakes her expression, and is instantly replaced by an anger completely inherited from her lover. Steins his grip on the girl's neck and smashes his gun butt into her cheek, knocking her out. Her newly grown permanent teeth. Burden, don't speak. And the rest of you better not move. State your demands. I already told you. Didn't you understand? I want to see which ideology will triumph. You want to save this dead weight, send over that red construct in exchange. I happen to have something to discuss with her. I never asked for your name before, but the codename Hound suits you well. A sharp blade, an obedient dog, both equally useful tools. Hand her over to me and I won't kill the child. Hound, trusting him will be the height of stupidity. I don't need you to remind me. Bear quickly surveys his surroundings, finding nothing noteworthy except for the ruins in every direction. He should have killed everyone by now. Keeping the girl alive means he must have something else planned. It's definitely not just about catching up with an old acquaintance. What is he? Really urgency erupts in her chest as her mind becomes a tangled mess. To be standing there facing up where Haynes is already taking all their strength. Just take him out with one shot. Don't you always love trading risk for reward? Have you always wanted to be the hero? Didn't you always want to stand at the front of everyone? Come on. Let them see what choice you make. It was noticed that the double-edged gun shaft in Vera's grip is trembling slightly. Long suppressed rage and he's strong enough to snap the handle in two. It's Vera's stance right before she attacks. How? Let me guess what you're thinking. What across Haynes' mind makes the muttering, deranged old man break into a wide grin. You must be thinking, how to kill me as quickly as possible before I can pull the trigger so you can save her. Too bad that's the wrong choice. Shut up! Lance hears through the air, violently impaling Haynes through the chest. A singing blend of sound fills the air, if shattering, or turned to shreds, spine disintegrating, as instantly pinned to death against the vehicle cabin. Haynes' blood mixed with tissue fragments as the delicate standoff shatters in an instant, prompting almost everyone to spring into action. People rush toward the cabin filled with corpses, all trying to pull the girl out. While Haynes manages to fire that bullet anyway, aiming straight ahead. Bullet races forward, traveling against the current of air torn apart by the lance. Only your peripheral vision catches a glimpse of the fleeting shadow, revealing the bullet's true target. Vera! It sees the bullet too. Even her visual mantra already blurred, she can still make out its trajectory. But she can't dodge anymore. Thrown lands nearly depleted all power. Body still locked in a forward-leaning pose, she slowly falls, leaving her unable to dodge the malice originating from her past. her name darting in front of Vera, which accompanied by a discordant metallic clang as the bullet pierces through the sample box and strikes you directly into your body. However, you lose your strength and fall. You still spread your arms, deliberately cushioning the falling Cossack's body. You collapse awkwardly to the ground in the tangled heap. You refuse to close her eyes even for a second, trembling as she tears at your jacket and shirt.
You've been shot!
Meanwhile, a new disaster unfolds, giving no one a moment to catch their breath.
No, everyone stay away from him.
No one notices that a certain container inside Haynes' stomach has also been blasted into fragments by the attack. Haynes gradually grows cloudy. His hoarse voice that reaches everyone's ears through Ken's communication device. I knew you thought could save. All wrong. His gaze is fixed on the two people collapsed nearby. His hair burning like a fire. You think that you found someone willing to support you? You think you're brave enough now to stand proudly before everyone? You should have gone back to the mud, to be broken, to be crushed, to be trampled and devoured by countless beasts. There are many words he wants to pour out to that woman in red, but this is enough. Soon she'll know that she made the wrong choice. You deserve this. While the divine messengers already illuminated the correct path for me. His final gaze turns toward the sky atop the ruined building. Our eyes remain perfectly still, appreciating this catastrophe unfolding directly below. The owner of those eyes seems to acknowledge Haynes' final bow. His arm steadily point to a new location not too far. Haynes understands this signals the beginning of a new operation. I did it! The new seed has already. The black hole devouring matter, the putrefaction begins at the center of Haynes' abdomen, spreads like a terrifying speed, consuming his bones or his fat skin. With the girl nearby howling in despair. Leading to this attack, everyone punishing concentration alarms begins to sound in unison.
No, that child is still in there. That child. Haynes has samples in his body too. Everyone stand back.
In danger, Granny wakes up abruptly and fairly grabs the two youngsters, still trying to rush forward, leading them back. Thus his hand has already touched the rear panel of the vehicle compartment. Pain for the concentrated punishing immediately spreads through from her fingertips, quickly soaking through her blood.
You want to be corroded until there's nothing left, not even your bones, then just keep standing here.
As Simon was quickly dragged away. With her eyes, Haynes and the girl meld to pools of decaying flesh, quickly sliding down the spear for her throne, spreading across the room. Damn! Saved her girl in the end. Those nearby witness everything, but its emotions finally burst forth.
No. I shouldn't have. Shut up. Don't say another word.
Her grips of teeth as she tears open your shirt to examine the gunshot wound. Even she couldn't have imagined this damn scene will play out again. Over these past few days, you have already rushed in to shield her from two deadly attacks.
If I hadn't taken that lover's gun away, they would have at least had one extra gun to fight back against Haynes. If anyone's to blame, it's...
The bullet hole leaves scorched black marks on the human's clothes and skin. No blood comes out. No blood at all.
Something blocked it.
What blocked the bullet? Suicide thought worms its way into her mind, and she immediately pulls a sample box from your hands. Starting to swing considerably, but the box still stumbles to the ground from your grip. The black bullet hole appears before her eyes, where stabilizing agent rapidly leaking from it.
I was wrong. A group of corrupt is approaching us.
The lady being a construct is the first to sense the imminent attack.
Shouldn't have been able to catch up so quickly. There's no time to evacuate. Regroup immediately. Prepare to engage.
Granny Wang glances back at the vehicle cabin where Haynes lies nothing more than a spreading puddle of mangled flesh. Fingers of crimson blood and crimson punishing seep through the crevices of surrounding ruins, seeping ever deeper. Above it, those who tread upon crimson ground are already trapped in a desperate situation.
Perhaps I shouldn't have said those things. I shouldn't have gone out of the car if I'd stayed inside.
Like your car driven by Haynes down his past. The choices made by several young people are choices back and forth on the track, circling around and crushing every innocent person on each branching path, spraying nobody.
Someone really utilized punishing to this extent.
For a wealth of experience, Granny Wang firmly believes this isn't something Haynes could accomplish alone.
must be existence behind it that far exceeds anything that she can imagine supporting this chaos. No one has time to investigate that now. In the immediate future, just staying alive will be a challenge. You still have guns in your hands, so raise them. It's time for us to fight back once more. You two over there, you still stand? Yeah, this is like, it really shows them like this is what the real war is. Anything we knew before, all that training exercise, it don't mean shit. It's just a prelude. Because like this is what it means to stand on the front lines all the time against punishing. Even when the consequences don't respond. Bangs her head, shoveled hair obscuring her profile, making her expression unreadable. She suddenly jumps down and runs to your side, barking frantically at the sample box on the ground, drawing everyone's attention. With Granny Wang, the group approaches and quickly notices that the two are frozen in place, staring at the box with almost manic intensity. With a dark bullet hole in the box, they can almost hear Haynes' mocking laughter. Their Wang spots the danger and holds the other's back. He's staring at the bullet hole, realizing that Haynes is like a punctuation mark, deeply embedded in the earth. Days later, on yet another winter day, he's once again telling her that every struggle ends in darkness. Remember, you once their familiar winter night. Dr. Gwyneth, her only friend, became one of the first victims when the disaster broke out. Afterwards, she joined the military force resisting the punishing virus, voluntarily signed the informed consent documents, and willingly underwent modification. Then from her very first battlefield experience as a construct, she struggled with every ounce of her strength. Even when she tore off her own arm to help her teammates, Average Joe and the others still couldn't survive. Even when she prepared to bear the charge of desertion, Hummingbird and Moss still couldn't survive. She gave everything for this group of foolish comedians, she only pushed the situation toward a worse extreme. The Red-Haired Reaper was a curse. Someone else had seen this truth long before she did. Your sharpness too will inevitably be dulled until you reach the tragic end that awaits you. Her glares at the box, clenching teeth grinding together to produce a wet cooking. I refuse to accept this. It's not the time to give up. I refuse to accept this ending. Touches the box in one swift motion, until he grabbed hold of the other end. Let go. The stabilizer hasn't completely drained yet. There's still time for you to leave. I'll take the sample to a safe place. This is the last sample we have. I admit I made a mistake, but I won't dwell on it. This sample's never gonna reach its destination now. Doing it as far as possible is the only remedy I can offer. There's another way. Set your bag clutching it tightly, refusing to let go, even as the stabilizer continues to rapidly leak out. The test material. Use that piece from my body. So look at me very loud. You said it yourself. It can block punishing more effectively. It can serve as better protection against punishing. I got it all recorded on my terminal. You had no reason to lie to me. That doesn't answer. If you meet your gaze, you can already see the answer in her eyes. Santos, what are you doing? About what just happened and what's about to happen. I'll admit I'm a bit upset. All these emotions will only last for a second. If I hesitate, hold on. You. However, with shocked eyes, you suddenly put the box firmly against the wound in your abdomen. What are you doing? You've lost your mind. Sam and Vanessa both think their classmate has gone mad as we're reaching out to grab the sample box. Seeing pain feels like it's tearing open the wound on their side again. Grips in agony, hunching over and curling up almost into a fetal position. Only one sample left. Too important. Only by getting this sample to the right place for analysis can we possibly stop the disaster from spreading. Otherwise, what just happened will occur everywhere. The expression grows complicated. She finds herself forced to reassess the person in front of her once again. Even like this, you're still determined to deliver the sample. You are in my place. Will you make the same choice? There receives an answer just like the one she expected. Eye stretches into a smile like she too humbles over, suppressing the flood of emotions threatening to burst forth. Finally, all her unspoken reproaches and all the responsibilities she wished to shoulder alone transformed into thunderous laughter, echoing above the ruins. That sample has a maximum stability period of 6 hours. Granny Wang, can we make it in time? We can't make it. The Corruptor will catch up to us before we reach a base with analysis capabilities. Fighting while retreating is no longer an option. Wayne delivers her assessment, definitive yet regrettably honest. Why do we hold the rear and block all the Corrupted? From the crowd, the silver-haired girl throws out these words, simultaneously reaching out and grabbing Barry's arm. Her eyes are under red, and her gloves still see blood. Her shotgun crimson hand putting Barry's arm. We haven't even reached the point of writing the after-action report, and you're already fantasizing about being a hero? Disgusting. Do you think you're some self-proclaimed savior of the world, expecting all of us pampered elites from Babylon to fall in line behind you? I can't stand that self-righteous look on your face. Even if this is my first time on the surface, I refuse to be someone holding you back. She finally wipes her face. Just like how you and Leia bought time for the people in the conservation area to retreat, I can do the same. Everyone here will. Her arm toward the crowd behind her. The refugee who stood with them witnessed their perseverance and also beheld the tragedy that unfolded on that vehicle. This moment, everyone silently gives their answer. They'll no longer choose it on this flight without destination. Mrs. Wang, isn't this enough? Concentrate all our resources on one transport vehicle. Then Wang issues a command and people begin to move. Sound and resolute as they act swiftly. Even with the best preparations of buying as much time as possible, the transport vehicle can only travel a short distance more. Not enough to reach the destination. If there be a stretch of land, you'll have to travel by yourself. I can carry that person on my back while running. Factor my speed into your calculations. No, in your current condition, you can achieve a constant normal speed movement. I can. I can reach that speed. Trying to prop herself up using your weapon, she can barely lift her head. I've already tried it. The consciousness connection to that person's established with me. It works. As long as the connection is maintained, I can move. Then, Pretty Wang turns toward you, suffering alone. To fulfill your wish, to fulfill everyone's wishes, you must. I need Vera. The rope connecting you to Vera. Please, help us. Delay the Corrupted as long as possible. They're here. Toward the Corrupted, drawn by Haynes through some unknown method, appears on the horizon. Float through the crevices of these ruins, searching for it like a fly. When Wang removes the sniper rifle from her shoulder. Alright, Shepard and I are good to go. It's been a while since I fought like this. Reminds me of my day in the cargo crew. We need to move right now. Ray reaches out, placing her hand on Vera's shoulder. Her arm, hardened from years of handling rifles, remains steady and strong. She throws her weapon to the ground, trying to pull herself up, but days of constant running, repeatedly pushing her frame to its breaking point, if not to her strength almost completely drained. She struggles up only to fall. Tries again only to fall. Get up! She rises, falls, and rises again, all the while struggling toward that person. Leia, come give me a hand. You two owe debts of gratitude that can never be repaid. Understand? This refuses to help, instead she draws her sidearm and leads the still armed refugees forward without a backward glance. I will ensure everyone's survival. That's my promise. Even if the rest of the world perishes, I'll ensure at least a handful of us survive. It's for you all. Even if you're suffocated by the weight of responsibility, even if you must run until your last breath, you absolutely cannot let our efforts go to waste. Collapses one last time. This has to be a last. Finally accepts help from others. Lying on her back in the center of the group, under to support her limbs and weapons as they all strain forward together. Lift her up together. A hero needs a sharp blade, so they lift their swords before them. Begin connection. I've been thinking lately. I realized that time and experience shape who we become. Everyone around you supports you. Everyone around me lost their lives because of me. So your instinct is to give, while mine is to take. She's long seen her fate written in the stars. Born from misfortune, suffering wherever she goes. She by continuously swallowing pain because she stomached the harsh reality she creates. Do you understand? We're walking different paths. Completely different from each other, Xanthos. Vanessa was wrong too. I have no interest in being a hero. Countless hands left her before you. Because of the hand reaching out to her and blinked slowly. Look, you're the hero. You can draw everyone's attention and admiration to yourself. Shining so brightly it's almost annoying. I've been wavering all along. She brought you rather pain, repeatedly recalling the moment they used their own flesh and blood to fill again. Alright, am I in episode 7 now? Oh, okay, so that's what you were doing. She knows all too well that you're a modern Icarus who will attempt to cross the sea with waxing wings. Harsh rays of reality will surely melt them, sending you plummeting into the deepest trenches of the unfeeling waters. I refuse to accept this. The mind beacon descends once more, sending a piercing pain to her mind. As for transmitting the agony this person is currently enduring. Feeling her pain races through her limbs and fingertips as she gradually awakens. Strength returning with it. Slowly she clenches her fist. Come here. She understands completely. Take a piece of flesh from the body of mine. Alright, so now I'm at 90. Just 10 more and then she'll be ready in the present, I guess. Alright, so there we go. I was able to do at least a bit more than I was expecting. But I still only went up by like 6, so it's a work in progress. So probably 2 more streams to get there, I think. But I mean, to be fair, the storytelling is good, because it's like, Haynes, damn, man. That dude is so addicted to evolution. I'm interested to see how it's like, that affects what's going on in the present right now. And also just seeing like what Vera can really do now powered by this. And I guess now we're actually trying to see like why she can kind of tolerate the commandant, even though it's like at some point she tries to act like we're just annoying or stupid or too idealistic. So very cool to see. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of the stream for today, everybody. Let me give a shout out to both Guardian Soulblade and IACAT5 for both showing up to the stream. Great chat with you. I'll see if I can try to find time in the middle of next week to try to continue with this, because again, I want to catch up to like other floating records and stuff before we have the Devil May Cry 5 collab, so that'll still take a while, but you don't know how it is.
Kerberos は寝かしつける必要なんてないわ。こうして分かった？早く休まないならあなたにも必要かしら。
Yeah, anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the stream. We will continue with Trails in the Sky 3rd tomorrow, back to main story. And we'll see if we can finish it in one sitting, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's still a lot that I have to do left with the final zone. But we'll see how that goes. But if you guys did enjoy the stream but you're not already found the channel, please make sure to leave a follow. Much appreciated. Check out my YouTube channel where I post all the VODs, subscribe as well. Join Discord if you guys not already. Links to all those are on the channel. But this has been Xanthos Voice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you guys next time.